here we are. I think we're large and in charge, live and on the here at the Roto Grip Challenge at the 2017 TAT here in Lost Wages, Nevada. So here are my compadres. I got Rocio Restrepo. I got Stu Williams. You got Roto Schlemm here in the middle. We're going to have a cast of characters cycling through here this week, tonight. We've got some of our other tour players around. We've got some other interesting people that are actually a part of this TAT group that we want to try and get them in the booth while this is all going on. But guys, welcome to the TAT and welcome to the Roto Grip Challenge. How the heck are you?
Hi, everybody.
You first.
Yeah.
How are you? You good?
Good. I'm really happy to be here. I'm having a blast. I'm meeting new people. I'm amazed about how many people there are coming out here. I never had the opportunity to bowl it, so it's really, really amazing, and I get to meet new people and from all over the world, so it's exciting.
Yeah, and to expound on that, and you guys are international players, and that was part of the reason of wanting to get you guys here. Just because at last count, I want to say we're at least, I think, at 12 different countries represented here, from the contingency from down in Mexico. Mm-hmm. We've got Canada covered. We've got the country of Jersey. We've got Germany. There's a young man here from Vietnam. There's some folks here from Rio.
We've even got Texas covered.
What's that?
And even Texas.
And even Texas. We have the country of Texas covered. That is correct. So it's pretty wild. And you know what, Rocio? It's really awesome that you say that, because everybody that, especially if our staff and other people have not been here, you walk in and you go,
yeah,
there's 70 lanes. There's a lot of people. And tonight here for the Roto Grip Challenge, we've got 7 on a pair, the entire house. 7 on a pair, 1 through 70. We're loaded.
Nice.
And we'll get into some details about the challenge itself. And Stu, I think you've been around a few of these now. Mm-hmm. And you've obviously, some people from over in England and places like that, and your new country in Phoenix, we'll call it that way. Yeah, what do you think? You just got in today, so you haven't really seen a whole lot of the qualifying stuff yet, but now here you are.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see this. It's fast-paced, ride or die, so to speak.
Yeah.
Strike, great. 8, not so great.
Yeah.
Pretty much the way it's going to go down. Yeah. The only thing I'm not 100% sure of with it being on the 1 lane, can we eliminate 2 people at once? Or is it just low shot on the lane each time?
I believe it actually goes low shot on the pair. But it may actually be, I know they were talking about doing the 9 and below. So we'll have to get some clarification on that. This Roto Grip Challenge, show how it's going to work. In years past, we've actually done a few different things. Here tonight, we have a new format. So what we have is basically, as everybody went through the line like they do for the other squads and stuff like that, they actually do their draw. So we've got 7 on a pair. And we're going to do this 1 ball. You have to throw a Roto Grip ball. You're going to throw your challenge shot. You've got to get 9 or better. And what happens is the winner that comes off that pair, so we're going to keep going round after round after round on your pair. Once you become kind of the champion of your pair, you then are now officially a casher. So we're going to have 35 cashers in this event. And then from there, what we'll do is we'll squish everybody together. We'll start bringing them in from the other ends and bring them into the pairs. We're going to finish right here in front of us, as you guys are going to see on the cameras here up close. And it'll get down to where we get to the top 5, actually the top 4. We'll have, I'm looking at my notes here. We'll actually, the top 5 spots, so 2, 3, 4 will actually earn $1,000. The winner of this event will take home $5,000. And that's what makes it cool here at the TAT. Again, if you were watching our broadcast last night, we had the senior shootout, which paid $3,000 on top. We had 102 seniors. We got in the finals. We had 4 scratch, 4 handicap. Narrowed it down. Actually, the handicap guy won, so the handicap division. So he got $3,000, $1,500 for second. And, they paid those. Actually, I think they ended up paying 17 spots of the 102.
That's
so
awesome.
There's so many different ways. And, Rocio, like you said, there's so many people. But the cool thing about this, the reason why there's people here, is there's so many ways to make money. And I know you guys got in a little bit later. I've been here since last weekend doing a setup and getting everything going. We've had qualifying squads. We've had some sweepers. We had a scratch sweeper on, I believe it was Tuesday. That one paid out $3,000 on top. And then with all these qualifying squads, you can get them brackets. And whether you're handicap or scratch, there's brackets for both sides. Then we had the senior shootout thing, and now we've got the Roto Grip Challenge tonight. We've still got more qualifying squads coming the next couple days. And then you get all the way to the finals where the TAT as a whole, 20,000 on top.
Yep.
So there's all these different directions, and the cool part, like I said, is all these not only countries, but all the different skill levels. And you've seen that, and you've got to work with some of these people now already.
Yeah.
Of, hey, I average 140. Can you give me some tips? Or, hey, I average 220. How would you play this condition, kind of thing? So, I mean,
yeah, and they seem tough, out there.
Oh yeah, they're definitely not easy.
You see them striking and playing all different, parts of the lanes, but then it's been nice to be able to help some of them and give them some ideas of what we'll do if we were bowling this.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I mean, I'm not really sure because this house is like all different bays and they all play different, and they actually have to move from different bays. So
Yeah.
they might have the look and then they move to the next pair and it's a complete different
Oh yeah.
ball reaction. So.
It's okay, Rocio. We saw you here at the Queens. You didn't seem to have too many troubles.
I did. I came here and I shot 300 all the way here.
It's
and
okay.
that
She
gave
bowled
me a
next to
little-
my wife the whole time. She made it look pretty easy.
And what's funny about that too, guys, and it's good you guys bring that up, is as we're still getting some practice going here at the Roto Grip Challenge here at the 2017 TAT. You guys talking about bowling here. The Masters is here in a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you guys have not that this condition or pattern, but it's kind of learning, like you said, learning the nuances of the different bays, and that's what my big thing is. Being Roto Schlem and spending all those years out tool repping and doing what I do, is helping these people understand like lane installations, and so the 37-foot pattern tells you that you probably should play out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem is when you look at out on some of these pairs, out isn't so good, just because of the way the lane slopes are different
We should
things.
probably clarify tonight, they're not using that pattern. We're
This
bowling
is
on the
true.
house shot tonight.
Yeah. So tonight,
I'm actually a little nervous as to if we're ever going to finish. Because we're bowling on the house shot, for one. And for two, all 270 people, however many it is who are bowling, they're all using a Roto Grip ball.
yeah.
So we could be here a while, Schlem.
we might
Yeah.
be here till
'Cause,
we
I
might
mean-
be here till the Super Bowl. They may just keep striking.
I'll be honest, Roto Grip balls aren't getting 8 very often or 9 very often
Well,
right now.
funny you saying that, as the gentleman there on 17 just threw a shot and he's 7-10.
Bad rack.
That is, that's the crazy
It
part
must have
about.
been a bad rack.
Yeah.
Or maybe he didn't have a Roto Grip ball.
He was
He
missing
might
a
get
pin, maybe.
He has
that's
to have
what
a
I'm
road
saying.
gun.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe we should just disqualify him right now.
Yeah, just be careful.
Yeah,
If you see an 8 out there, folks, maybe you should just go down and check to see if the
We
guy's
might
got
double
the
check,
Roto
make
Grip
sure
ball.
you're using a Roto Grip ball.
Yeah.
But the funny part is exactly what you said, Stu. It's a house shot. There's going to be a lot of striking. But the other thing you got to remember too is a lot of these folks have not. As you keep going, you see some of these kids. There's a lot. They're and young people, old people. There's talent from around the world.
Mm-hmm.
But as the rounds go on, it's like, okay, you got to throw your next shot. Like you have a little pause and everything like that. It starts weighing on the psyche a little bit.
Oh, 100%.
And
Yeah.
I can tell you in the last few years that I've been a part of this, there's been plenty of times where, okay, we're down to the final two. No, and I've seen gutter balls. I've seen people get, miss the head pin completely and
It's
get
funny
6.
you should say that.
I mean-
way back in the day, I played the Storm Challenge,
Yeah.
and I had a 6 count, and the second to last guy saved me with a gutter ball.
With the gutter ball, okay.
But that was for the whole house.
Gotcha.
Like it was low ball, and the guy threw a gutter ball. So, yep, it's definitely going to be exciting. And of course, once it gets later on, they're going to start to change pairs.
That's correct.
And when it's 7 guys, you're going to have a kind of an idea of what those 7 guys are doing. But once you move on, it's going to be a guess, and I don't know how they're going to determine who has to go first or second or whatever, but that could make a pretty big difference.
Absolutely. And that'll be something as we can hear Ed Efnick in the background. He's a TAT. He's the MC. So you're going to hear him. It's going to sound like kind of like the I like to refer to him when we're doing live stream stuff like this. He sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher. All you're hearing at home is wah 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 wah. But just know that that's Ed making announcements. We're trying to make sure everything's going and flowing smooth. So we'll take some breaks, here and there, just because we'll have some breaks as far as once we get down on these different pairs and we start moving people around. So bear with us. And I know on the East Coast it's late for you guys. Heck, it's late here in the Pacific time. So hopefully everybody at home, if you're not watching, tell your friends. If they're not watching tonight, then you guys can go back and watch the archive. And it's going to be fun. And I think here it is. We're ready or not, here we go.
Now.
There's an old school Don Barrett Union Jack flag out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, with
and the crossover.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Nobody's seeing this, but a lefty went Brooklyn. Unbelievable. As if they don't have the world anyway.
No comments on
So
that.
far, everybody struck. I can't see anything but strikes.
Whoa.
Every shot's been a strike.
Everyone's striking, yeah.
And another strike.
And through the face.
1-9 now.
Through the face
He's
for
got
9. So,
But is
you know,
9 safe? I
9
think
is
nine's
safe. 9 is safe
Okay.
on the pair. Yes. So
here we go.
You know, it's one of those things too that we do have scoring monitors, which happens to be happen to have some of our storm staffers around that were in town. This guy here in lane
7-9.
18, high flush, and he lives at 7-9, and he's eliminated just like that. First go.
Well, is he like 100% done now?
He's 100% gone. He didn't get 9 or better.
Oh, he's got to get 9. So it
Yeah.
could be that everybody on the pair's out first shot.
Oh, it could potentially be. And so he didn't get
carries
he got
the
his
4-9.
got his few minutes of practice, and now he's packing up and going home.
At least he got
And
some
that's-
practice shots.
Yeah, he got some practice shot. Got to loosen up and swing a
Got a
little
new
bit.
ball.
He's got some different stuff, but
Carnage from England over there. He gets the strike.
yeah. So that's one of your guys,
He was old when I was 21. Imagine how old he is now.
and you're what 24, 25
Yeah.
now.
10 years ago I was.
10 years
20.
ago it was.
Now, Rocio, come on.
Easy. All right. So as we checking things out, and the fun part about this too, like you said, Stu, you made mention of this being the Roto Grip Challenge. You have to use a Roto Grip ball, and there is a little bit of everything across the. It's not like one definitive Roto Grip ball. It's
It's actually
outweighing
kind
the
of
other.
funny when you see one go down the lane and you try to think which one that is.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's the good part too, because there's a lot of old ones sprinkled in here.
Like,
There's
I
some-
have no idea what that guy just threw then.
that
no-
looked like
No idea.
Eternal Soul.
yeah,
It was
there-
green.
Maybe.
Well,
Was it? It
Yeah, the
looked
one
like
who just
orange.
went down late 19. It
could have
was-
been a nomad. And actually, so the guy wearing the Union Jack shirt, that's actually an orange and blue loco.
Yeah. See,
So he's
it's-
using a
Oh.
loco.
But
You're
what
going to
this guy
see
just
there's some.
threw? No idea.
You'll see some nomads. You'll see there's silver streaks. There's totally defiance.
Oh.
All it is, it has to be a Roto Grip ball.
Adios,
and-
amigo.
But we also have, you also see the no rules. You'll see the no rules pearl. You see the high wire, haywire, daredevil, and it's a little bit of everything going on.
Menace.
Do
Lane.
you think you'll see a UC2?
There could be. There's been some old stuff that surfaced in this event.
Oh,
And,
the
yo,
clutch Brooklyn.
Catching the crossover there for the strike. And so you have to bear with us, folks, as we're dialed in, and we've got we can see what's kind of somewhat close to us. We can see it's probably about 7 and 8 is about as far as we can go this way, and probably 37 and 38 we kind of can see stuff happening.
Only
but-
if you got binoculars.
well, I have good eyesight. I can see down that far.
Gee,
And,
carrots.
I have contacts in.
30.
So,
Seven
but
is
yeah,
the
we're seeing a lot of.
class.
I'll tell you what, getting right here in the late 20s. We've seen a lot of 210s, 4.9s. So those people are bouncing out.
Some
right,
6.
right here, we
counts
just
too.
had through the face for 310. And yeah, so it's a little bit of everything.
Yep.
And high flush, and like you said, Stu, there's going to be some. Exactly what we were talking about before. Not only just the main tournament part, but here for this event, even though it was a house shot, and you get your practice shots, you get to line up, but you're lining up with the people on your pair, and there you go, right there. Lane 19 throws a decent shot, comes up a little light, and it's a bucket. It's made it through second frame. He's out.
It's carnage on that lane right now.
So,
Everybody's going.
but like you said, once you start moving, not only knowing the nuances of the building, but
Yep.
man, you go to this next pair, even though it is a house shot, whew, you don't know where those people played. What balls were they throwing? Were they throwing old school balls that don't tear up a lot of the oil, or are they throwing newer stuff that's punching up a lot more oil? So,
Well, and house shots, anyways, they are all like different from, where I bowl. The house shots are different than when I come here. Some are more oily, some are a little drier. So, like, you can change pairs and, like, you might have good ball reaction on this one, but the topography of the lane on the other ones might not be the same. It might hook more. So,
right. So as we're even here's a matter of fact, just watching the pair here in front of us, 17 and 18. They've already lost
They're
one,
down
two,
to 3, 4.
They're already
Well,
down.
how about 15 and 16? That's almost got nobody left.
Yeah, that pair's dropping
There's
like
only
flies.
one.
2 people have got a double, and now 1 person left with
Yep.
1 strike.
Yep. So that's what we're saying. Some of these pairs are actually going to get narrowed down pretty quick, and then you're going to have some pairs where it could take us a little while before we get it narrowed down.
Can you imagine if this was if there was one pair with Jesper Svensson and Jacob Butterafon? We could be here for weeks before either of those got less than 9.
That is very, very true.
Yeah.
Jesper doesn't get 9 very often, never mind 8.
No, I mean, he just did lead the tour in average for the year, and that was a pretty impressive feat in itself. And you think about the number of games bowled and
the
fact
number of
that
game balls with reactive.
and the fact that he used urethane the entire time. But that's
He got to use his exhibition balls, as Martin calls them.
his exhibition balls.
He got to use those at the World Series when he was real desperate.
Okay.
Things weren't looking quite so pretty. He pulled out the reactive ball. He shot 240.
Mm-hmm.
He let me and Dom have it. I told him one day I could beat him on a regular pattern with a ramp if he used reactive.
And that's the fun we have with basically the camaraderie between tour players, and that's what's great having you guys here as well. You know how many people it's cool to me. Now, I've been around it a long time, and I've been very fortunate to know some of the greats in bowling, and call a lot of these people my friends. Call you guys my friends, and people come up and go, "Hey, is Rocio here?" Yeah. Can we go talk to her? Yeah. Well, I don't want to go talk to her. I'm scared. No, let's go over there. So, or, hey, is Stu here? Yeah. Is he a nice guy? Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Can I get an autograph? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Will he talk to me? Yeah, go talk to him. Yeah. And I think that's kind of the cool thing. Unlike other sports, our sport is, you guys are very, as far as from a professional standpoint, you guys are within arm's reach. Like people
approachable.
You guys are approachable,
yeah.
and you guys are. They can come talk to you whenever.
Although when Rocio split, she isn't really approachable.
No, I'm
She's
okay.
she's kind of
I
terrifying.
have calmed down a little bit. You
Yeah,
know.
right. That's only because you've taken your glasses off. Once you put the skydiving glasses back on, the wraparounds,
They're gone, by the
they're
way.
gone.
They're
Yeah,
gone.
I'm
Why?
done. Because I needed to wear a headband all the time, and it gets expensive once you start buying a headband to match your outfits every week.
Absolutely.
wow. So how many weeks is it going to be
there's
if
new
you start
glasses,
off? If
right?
you don't start off so good on the tour, like how many weeks is it going to be before the
glasses.
wraparounds
you
are
got-
back and the headband?
No, but you got new glasses, right?
I got
thought-
new ones,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a new style. So
It's new style.
Okay, I'll repeat the question. If you don't start off so good on the women's tour, how many weeks is it? Like
Before
how
we
many
go back
weeks
to
you
the
giving
old
yourself?
glasses.
I won't wear them because my prescription changed. So
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but-
I got used to this new prescription.
Well, you just changed the prescription on the wraparounds.
I don't want to.
They were almost as Pete Weber. That was Rocio's style.
yeah.
But that was
And you were like-
no by like choice, basically. It just happened. I started the tour without my glasses, and then I shot 300 with them, so I had to wear
Exactly.
them for the rest of
And
the
now
season.
you think you're above the glasses. Come on.
I got over it.
I mean, you were almost player of the year last year.
So I can be player of the year
Yeah,
with new
run-
glasses.
run
You
as
never
player.
know. I'm kidding. Maybe it
not.
was the glasses what didn't let me get there.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
maybe.
So as we're watching the, looks like here 17-18, we're 17-18. We're already down to 1. Looks like
He
I
had
think
a
15 and
full-bagger?
16 is already down to 1.
And he only had 1 strike.
And then we've got some of the pairs looking down. Some of these pairs, you got 3 and 4 and 5 players that still have like the front 4 or 5. So they're going to be striking for a little while.
Yep.
And we are live here from the basement of the Science Building. Yeah. So is he coming in now? Is he coming in now?
He's going to be here in a little bit.
Okay. So Captain Fun, a.k.a. Gary Holstenberg, just dropped us a note. So we're going to have a guest come here in the booth and chat with us. Joe Ashley from Arizona, who's he's actually the official captain of Team Fun. I don't know if you guys have seen those guys around in the Virtue Pro Shop T-shirts, and on the back it says
Yes,
#Team Fun.
I-
There's a whole crew of them. So Joe's actually the guy that kind of leads that group, and I want to say he's got like 15 guys he's got here. So
Nice.
kind of a cool thing, and want to chat with him about his growing up and being growing his stable, as we like to call it, and bringing more people to the event. So
Don Barrett's out there.
yeah, looks like so. The guy throwing the loco over here was off to a good start, and he just left the 3,
Mario.
4, 10.
Mario Diaz. Not so good. Hello. Having said that, last week we bowled the I'm reading the guy's name shirt, and it makes me think about what Gary Maid said to me last week. A guy was bowling the non-champions event.
Yeah.
And I said, that's not that guy's name. And Gary said, it says you have to wear a name shirt. It doesn't say the name has to be yours.
Very true. That is. And if you,
So this guy turned up and he didn't bring a shirt with him. And Gary said, you have to wear a name shirt, but I guess you don't have to be your name.
it doesn't have to be your name. No, there
So
you go.
this guy was wearing a shirt that says like Williams and his name Bryant.
Hey, whatever works.
So now I'm saying this guy's called Mario Diaz, but maybe he's just wearing Mario Diaz's shirt.
Yeah, could be. So anyway, we'll go with Union Jack Mario Diaz.
He
He got eliminated. He gone.
See ya.
And so we're as we're watching some of the pairs here around us, we've still got some action going.
Oh, that guy-
a
that
few
guy-
pairs away.
That guy just 4-9'd. Oh, that stings.
Yeah, that's what and we've got some of these other pairs. You got 5-bagger, 6-bagger.
Oh, Carnage is still going by the looks.
So there's
Oh, God, and that guy just Brooklyn. So the first guy 4-9s, and then the next guy goes up and Brooklyn's to stay in. Oh,
just like the Bee Gees, staying alive.
Well, they don't ask you there how they fall.
oh God.
That's right.
No, it's true.
Another crossover there
This
for
guy,
9.
and he won with it.
Yeah, on the no rules. So he is the winner, advancer, the casher off that pair.
So they've got a 7 in a row, I believe that is. A 6 in a row. Come on, Carnage. Let's go. Come on. Oh,
No.
Carnage. To be honest, this is just delaying Steve getting to the bar. I've known Steve since I was probably 15 or 16 years old,
Okay.
and he's always been the first guy in the bar.
I have to laugh about that too, and talking about the fun and the craziness, and like I said, I call it lost wages, call it Sin City. I like to refer to it as the Disney World for adults, because it's the happiest place on earth, or it's the most miserable place on earth, however you want to play it. But coming down here for the squad starting at 9 a.m., you know how many people I pass grabbing a drink at the bar on the way from the hotel to the bowl. They're already picking up a drink to make the walk here, and then when they get up here, they get another one. I look at them and go, it's 8:30 in the morning. They go, hey, I got to get my swing lined up. Got to get it going. I'm like, oh, okay. Whatever works.
I can't do that ever. My swing is already loose, so if I get it looser, I won't be able
You
to
wouldn't be
throw
able to
the
control
ball.
it. Wouldn't know where it was going.
So we've got the front 8 versus the front 7 here. Can Steve keep going? Come on, Carnage. Come on. Come on. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
No rules, baby.
No rules.
That's it. So speaking of no rules, we got you guys here, and you guys are, being staffers and throwing the stuff. What do you guys think of the no rules pearl? What can you give us on? What's your take on that?
I really, really like my no rules pearl. I got the opportunity to bowl, throw it in Colombia when I was bowling team trials. I use it on 5 of the 8 patterns we bowl on.
Okay.
We bowl on 2 different houses. I was able to use it on the short, on the medium, the long.
Oh, very nice.
And so I was really happy with the way it rolled, and it fit like a gap that I was missing on the line, a little stronger than my high wire, a little more versatile for me, and I was able to use it a lot on the long when the lanes got a little drier for me. So I'm really happy with it. I like the no rules as well, but I use the no rules surprisingly in some of the medium patterns, so I can control the pocket
blend
a
the
little.
lane out a little bit.
Yeah. For me, both of them are like pinned down. One was pinned down. Both of them were pinned down negative for me. So they are just really clean to the front and strong down the lane.
Okay.
So it allowed me to open up the lane. So
Awesome.
I'm really happy.
All right. And Stewie, what's your take on the both of balls?
Well, my league average has gone up 6 pins in 5 weeks since I started
Holy
using
cow.
the no rules pearl.
All right. So no rules pearl has actually been a ball to help you increase your average, your
Yeah.
league average.
Yeah,
All right.
I was dwindling in the 230s, and now I've smoked into the 240s since we moved to no rules pearl.
Nice.
I find it's a really good complement to a lot of the balls we have. It's just like in a lot of the house shots now, especially if you play in a house where the lanes have been used for a little while, they put a lot of oil on the lane, but all of that oil's now in the mid lane. And you use some of the stronger balls, and they can actually get a little lazier. I've really enjoyed using the no-rust ball for those shots. You know,
and have you had any success? Well, actually, we'll come back to that. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody watching at home, our newest guest. Actually, I think you're the first guest now, because
first guest.
We're kind of guests on our own show, kind of thing. But we got Joe Ashley in the booth, and you. How would I put it? Would I put you as the team captain? I've been calling Gary like Captain Fun or whatever, but I think you're Captain Fun because you're the guy in charge of Team Fun.
Yeah, I'm kind of the organizer guy.
So you're
pull everybody together.
And speaking of, you got Gary down here in the Team
there
Fun
he is.
T-shirt.
That's it.
By the way, Gary, we've just been told that you have to remove that shirt immediately. You are not a fun guy, so you have to go away. Okay. So tell us a little bit about your group. I know that you guys have been coming here for a few years now. And It seems like you keep getting more and more guys or more and more players. So tell us a little bit about that whole situation here.
Well, we have like a core group of guys. Me, another guy from Arizona, and another guy from California, and
you can say their names, by the way.
Yeah, Mike Charles, Brian Demite, Dominic Rossi. The basic core guys, and then Dom runs a shop, so he drills balls, knows a lot of guys. Kind of gets going from there. Me and Brian bowled in college together.
Okay.
28 years ago, so we've got a couple of our guys.
By the way, in case you keep it scored home, guy doesn't look like he's been around for that many years ago, but
I feel it though.
What's funny is we all feel it.
But that's one of the cool things. We've got guys coming out of here from Houston, Chicago, California, North Carolina,
and this is all part
Arizona,
of your Team Fun
all
group.
part of our group.
Okay, so how did you lasso all these guys? Most of the time when you have the groups, you got people like from within kind of a close vicinity. You're branching out across the country.
Yeah.
So you have like all these. Is there Team Fun captains like in each state? How are you doing this?
No. Basically, it's just guys we've known from the past. Who bowled once upon a time. Maybe they don't bowl as much anymore, but
hey, you should come hang out. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna do a little bowling in the action.
That's exactly right. Bowl a little bit. If you don't do well, it's okay. We'll hang out. We'll have fun, and it's a great week.
We've kind of been touching on it here. We had Stu he's bowled some stuff in the past. Rocio, this is her first experience. She's like, wow, there's so many people. And I said, really, the key is there's so much going on. With you guys, you're getting these guys from around the country like, hey, come bowl. And I'm sure some of those guys, if they've not been out here for a TAT, you walk in, they're like, okay, well, you're bowling this squad here, you're doing this. Oh, we got a sweeper here. Oh, we got this deal. Oh, we got the Roto Grip Challenge. Oh, you got this. You got the 9-pin no-tap sweeper. There's something going on like every day.
Yeah, it's a shock to the system for some of them because they're used to bowling their 3-game league and they're done, for the week. So
right.
Yeah, there's always something, and if you're not bowling, you can be watching some of the other guys trying to help them if you can, if not, encourage more than anything.
Yeah, and sometimes, it's one of those deals. If you get in that state of mind, like you were the other day, you're like, I'll take the day off. I'm just going to hang out, party, watch a little bit,
and
have a couple cocktails, and
that would almost took the 7 clean
over here at 23-24. Actually, you know what? That's Ishmael. I just met him earlier. He actually lives by me. He lives in Sandy, Utah. He was telling me that Craig Harrington actually coaches him and stuff like that. He goes, oh, you know Craig? I go, yeah. He's like, oh, he jumps my balls. He coached me. He goes, I beat him, though, in league. And, yeah, my man just actually had the front 7 and just got 5.
Left the front bucket.
He gone.
Well, he's not gone yet. Because if Victor gets less than 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'd have.
I don't know how that would work.
Yeah, I think we'll have to have a winner off that.
So when you start booking this, Joe, and trust me, I have to book the rooms for all of the BFFs when I do this. Does it ever get to the point where like it snowballs and you're like, oh my God, how many rooms and stuff am I booking at this point? It's like it
so
gets
are you
out
handling
of
all that part of it too with the
Actually,
whole crew? Or?
Some of the room stuff I'll do, but a lot of it, the guys, I just kind of tell them, kind of give them a little shove. Hey, if you want to come out here, you want to get a good room rate, you got to go ahead and do this now.
But sometimes it gets to the point where you're just like, okay, I've led this horse to water, and I've dunked his head, and he still hasn't drank. So at some point, I'm just going to have to do it myself.
Yes, that's exactly right. And normally we have, probably plus, maybe 5 guys who maybe are going to show up but don't show up. So we always have a little buffer there. But
Okay.
we're usually
So-
around 20 to 25 people.
Is that what you got? So what do you got this year? You
We're
got
right at 20. I think we've got
20?
one more guy coming in tomorrow.
Okay.
So we're going to be just over 20.
So I got to ask, so how did you guys come up with the team fun thing? Were you guys just hanging out and whatever, and you're like, you know what? We bring the fun. We are Team Fun.
That's your boy Gary. That's
my boy Gary.
He said it 1 year. He said it just looked like we all, whether we do good or not, we all seem like we have a good time. We have a good attitude, and that's what we try to do.
So maybe he is captain for.
No, he can't be. He's not allowed. No, we'll have to discuss that later.
He just kind of saw it, I guess recognized it, and
maybe
we
he
took off
realized
from
it was
there.
the polar opposite.
Yeah, could be. So Joe, you just took part in the Roto Grip Challenge. Where we obviously we can only see so far. What part of the building were you in?
I was down on 12.
Okay. And what do you have? What happened for you down there? You just kind of.
I got the first strike on 12, and 11 was hooking more. I knew it. I'm using a Berserk that's got 800 games on it, and
we probably wouldn't have seen that one from the booth.
What's funny is Stu goes, man, there's gonna be a lot of striking all these Roto Grip balls. He goes, but there's some of them you look at, you don't know what it is, and from a distance we're trying to point to, like I said, there's a variety of stuff from whatever, as long as it's got a Roto Grip logo, it can be whatever. Yeah. So. I
tried. I had an old grenade. One of the guys brought up, but I didn't get a chance to plug it, so. Didn't quite fit my fingers. I don't use a thumb, so
all right.
I tried it, but it didn't quite work. But
maybe he wanted to use my UC2 then.
Oh,
I would have used it.
Yeah.
But that's a Roto style. Would that have counted?
It still would have counted.
Yeah.
We would have allowed that grandfathered in.
I think that would have actually had to go to the judges though, because he seemed quite stern.
Yeah, well, I would be able to handle the Judge Judy up there and say, hey, by the way, RotoStar, actually that was the conception of the brand back in the. Actually, Roto Grip dates back to the early 50s. And that's how long Roto Grip's been around, which most people don't know. They just go, oh, man, you guys are making some cool balls. Oh, I remember that cell ball. They go, how long have you been around? Like, since 2008? I go, no, around 55. They go, really? But the older generations go, oh, I remember my UC2, or I had this, or I had that. So.
Yeah, some of the old stuff.
I want to see someone win with an SD73. Because I bought my first 300 with it ever in my entire life with an SD73.
All right.
Nice.
So if someone won with an SD73, that would be
that would be impressive.
You're my guy.
You're my guy. All right.
Yeah.
So Joe, you've got you guys you got like 20 guys here. We've had the different stuff going throughout the week. We were trying to explain to folks at home some of the format deal with. We had yesterday we had the senior deal. We had the scratch shootout. We had the 9-pin no tap thing. And now are you guys, and that's the whole thing, are you guys bowling every single event? Or are you just kind of picking and choosing? They're like, don't really want to bowl that. I'll bowl this one. Or
yeah, most of our guys are doing the mini marathon for the actual qualifiers and VIPs. But then we have several senior guys who bowled the senior tournament.
Okay.
We have a few guys who bowled the scratch the other day. We've got some guys who signed up, including me, signed up for a re-entry squad just in case. I'm pretty close. Hopefully I'm in, but if not, I'll bowl tomorrow.
Okay.
But, we've talked, and most of our guys came midweek. I was here Sunday, so I've been here all week.
You've been here with me the whole time, hanging out. Team Fun's like you're living it up.
Yeah.
I'm teamwork, and he's Team Fun.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
There's still a Team Fun guy bowling all the way down there.
Yep.
Oh, that's Mike Charles.
Okay.
So that pairs, there is 3 pairs, I think.
He's still alive.
Three pairs still going.
Yeah, so we got some different stuff going.
He's one of the originals, too. He's one of our
part of the
core
original guys.
Yep.
So you've got, of your 20 guys, you've got how many of those people have actually already qualified for the finals come Sunday?
This year, I don't think there's anything over 2. We've had normally probably half
Hold on,
our guys
we're getting.
around. Go ahead.
So Ivan Miyasoto from Fresno
Yeah.
just bowled a real 300, and he isn't through. They're still bowling.
They're still striking down there.
So he just bowled 300 clean, no 9-pin mess around. Sorry, son. Need a couple more strikes.
Keep going. Keep going.
You best keep going because the first one who misses is out.
How's that?
Awesome.
There's some guys here. This guy got through with 4 9-taps.
He's done. He's
Yeah.
There was one here that took one frame.
Yep.
6 guys missed and 1 guy struck.
So there you go. Jim's saying that there's
Why
one
couldn't
guy.
I get that?
One guy struck
Right?
once and he's through, and even still got.
DeSoto has 5 guys with the front 9.
Oh my goodness.
5 guys with the front 9.
Yeah, so yeah, we're looking at some of these pairs, and that's what we were just talking about as far as you can see the strings as far as how far they went.
Right.
You know, this 17-18 we thought ended pretty quick at, in 4 frames. Over here made it all the way to frame 8. That one made it to frame 9. And like Jim just said, Jim Callahan walking around with our guys, and the one pair, they made it 1 frame. And those guys down there, we've got a natural 300. Those guys are still striking. We've got 5 guys on a 1 pair that haven't missed yet. So
Jim's like Gary McCord.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's on the course.
Roving sideline reporter.
Roving sideline reporter. So, Joe, back to your crew. You've got, like you said, 20 of your guys here, and you've already got 2 guys into the finals now? Is that what you said?
It looks like, yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to see what the final numbers are today, but I think we've got 2 guys in at least.
Very
Craig
cool.
led yesterday.
Craig has bowled
the
really
day.
good. Yeah, he seems to just match up real good with his place. He's always done well here. He seems to do well in everything, the VIPs, qualifying, everything down around. He won this last year, the Roto Grip Challenge.
Yeah, he did. So, speaking of Craig Spencer is actually the guy there in charge of one of the Virtue Pro Shops. Now, are you guys tied in with that pro shop, or how's that all? Because I see the Virtue T-shirt, and that's kind of the team fun thing. So, how did you guys tie that all together?
Yeah, basically, Dominic works for Craig at one of the shops. He runs one of the shops, and a lot of our guys go to Craig and Dom to get their stuff drilled, and so that's kind of where our tie-in is. We bowl a tournament. Craig runs a tournament 2 times a month, and a lot of us bowl in that.
All
so
right,
we've
so
got tie-ins there.
You guys are tied to the pro shop. So,
oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, those guys are great, too. Awesome job all the time.
Good deal. What we got?
So, a quick
15.
update. Ivan's now got the front 15 natural, or front 16 natural, because he's got 4 more this game. And on the pair next to them, 4 guys at the 7 of the front 10.
Oh, wow.
We could be here. Oh, did I not tell you this was happening?
And this is still the first
I feel
round.
like Nostradamus here.
Like you said, all the winners, the 35 winners are, like we were talking about before, every person that wins off each pair, those are actually our cashers. We got the 35 cashers.
Wow.
And then we'll start narrowing it down.
Oh, that
Mike's
was a terrible
still alive.
shot.
He's still
that was
alive.
a terrible shot. And I saw them
That was a
falling.
6-spin.
And by the way, so we're all the way down here behind lane 17. We got like 18 and 19. We've got headsets on. It muffles the sound. But when your boy just struck, we could hear the yelling.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to guess Team Fun is large and in charge down there supporting their guy.
They are. There's no doubt about it.
All right.
This is
deal.
never going to end, though. They're going to bowl forever.
Stu swears that this is going to take forever. But by the way,
Like, if this wasn't the Roto Grip Challenge, then it might be over sooner, but it is the Roto Grip Challenge. Like,
yeah, all in good fun. All in good fun.
here he is, round the world dunk, Bobby Campagnoli.
Okay.
He takes almost as long to get off the approach as Rhino.
That's a long walk.
Yeah, like 27 steps.
So, Joe, you've talking about your team fun and all that fun jazz. You guys, how many years have you actually been coming to the TAT now?
This is our, I think it's our 4th year. We've
4th
come
year?
out,
Okay.
yeah.
And so some of you guys, did anybody have experience prior to that? Or it's kind of, because like I said, you guys have grown. So there's a few of you guys the first year, and it's like each year, like, oh, hey, you should come with us. Oh, you should come with us. But so that just tells you how much fun you guys have, not only the team fun thing, but it's kind of the whole thing of, man, there's so much to do.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, we only had, 5-6 guys the first year. We bowled a summer tat, and then once we went in February, we grabbed a few more, and then, more people
So
were
now do you guys
interested.
actually make it to both TATs?
We do. Some of us do. Not
Okay.
the whole group, but
Okay.
some of us do. You know, it's work and cost. But
yeah, the whole job thing.
Yeah, exactly. It gets in the
Gotcha.
way. But, yeah, we try to.
Okay,
It's,
very cool.
It's a
And
good time.
Now
so.
the thing we can explain too is, this February one is actually, this is the Roto Grip TAT in February. Then when we get to June, that's actually we sponsor that with a storm.
Storm.
So, it's kind of cool. Especially, and as you guys know, you get to come here, you get a couple bowling balls.
Sure.
So expand. Whether you drill it or not drill it here, kind of what your arsenal's doing. You can expand your arsenal, but there's a lot of folks that they're pumped about coming to the TAT. They go, man, this is the only time of year I get a bowling ball. So
Sure.
you know, they're excited about getting that new Roto-Grip ball or whatever we're offering and throwing it there. We got Team Fun, the team captain over here.
All right, of
So,
course,
Gary.
I'm good. I'm all right.
Jim Callahan
Yeah,
just came. That pair ended up with 3 300s.
no kidding.
And Jim's favorite is still going. Front 17, real.
Oh, my goodness.
And he's
Real.
still bowling.
Front 17. Holy
Yeah,
cow.
here's your guy. Here he goes.
Do it, Mikey.
Oh. I'm telling you, they're going to be just throw all 3 of them. Just like, look, if one of you.
Just let him go on. You guys
Yeah.
flip a coin and see who wins. No.
He's had a tough time this week, too, so he's
Has
due.
he?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he did real well last year.
I almost
Real well.
feel like there should have been, like, if you bowl 300, you were through regardless. No, but, like, I'm semi-serious.
Or maybe we
Like-
just go, if you get all the way through, Stu Williams said he's going to pay you out of his own pocket.
Yeah, thanks. no, but I'm actually somewhat serious. Since they changed the format,
Yeah.
I feel like if someone bowls 300, they probably deserve to be in the next round.
You would think.
And now they've got 3 guys bowl 300 on the same
Still
pair,
going.
and a guy had a 1-bagger to be through. One bagger.
Luck of the draw, right?
Oh wow!
Still going.
Can you imagine how burnt up that pair is going to be compared to the 7
Well,
shots
like we
that
talked
were
about,
bowled?
we've got the, as you see some of the other competitors, we're going to narrow down the champion off of basically each pair, the cash off each pair. We're going to get down to where we're actually here in front of us. So, some of these pairs are going to have not much oil removed. Just giving us a few frames that were bowled. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. And as you know, and that's the one thing, Joe, you can actually fill us in too as someone who's competing in bowling this week. As you cross the house, man, is it interesting.
Oh, it's crazy different. From the approaches to,
Oh, so you even have a difference in approaches too. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's still alive.
All right. Like
They're all still alive. Like all 3 of those guys. Bobby Campagnoli, your guy Mike, and then I don't know who the other guy is, but he keeps throwing strikes as well. It's insane.
And it looks like we still got some action going way down there. It looks to be about 65 and 66.
Yeah, some guys down there.
There's still some players moving and some strikes being thrown, so kind of a
Here
cool
we go
deal.
again.
He's going again.
Well,
All right.
looked like that was enough.
I think
So
he's still
yeah,
alive.
Joe, get back to it. So you said, you mentioned that you had some stuff with the approaches and things like that, and so not even from there, getting not only that's a big thing going pair to pair. I mean, so if you're battling
Sure.
approaches, that's going to make it even more difficult to kind of navigate the 37-foot pattern and what's going on there.
Yeah, it just seems like once you bowl one squad and you kind of shift from one side of the house to the other, the low end of the house seems to have the approach is a little more slick, the middle part pretty much normal, and the high end is a little tackier.
Okay.
And then you get kind of the idea of the low end hooks a little bit more in the mid lane. The middle part of the house, you got a little more hold, and then the high end of the house, you got a little bit more push at the end of the lane.
Okay.
So
It's
that's
probably-
just on the left.
It sounds a lot to do with humidity then.
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah. But it just, it's been that way before, several years coming
Okay.
out here. You kind of get the
So
idea
you kind
of
of
it.
get to hang and get the routine of it.
Yeah,
So
once you go a couple of squads,
Okay.
We'll
watch your guy get a shot here, and
he's
And
still
Team
alive.
Fun is still alive.
There's the reaction,
so
baby.
okay, folks, tune in at home. We're actually going to take a little break here. We're going to take a 2-minute commercial break. Joe, we want to thank you,
Thanks for having
the
me.
man running
I
Team
appreciate
Fun. I still can't give Gary credit for it. I'm gonna make you the honorary. You're the guy in charge of Team Fun. Gary's just like the adopted wannabe stepchild.
He's a helper, Ed, definitely.
So, yeah. But anybody, everyone back at home, we're still got some first round stuff going on. We'll be back to you here in a couple minutes.
Thanks, guys.
I woke up this morning to get me something to eat. I said I work hard just to keep some shoes on my feet. So mama, don't you look at me the wrong way. Hey, listen to
Welcome back, everybody. Roto Schlim here in the house. I've got Stu. We're going beef stew? Stu?
Whatever you want.
Do you know
You're
the other
boss.
beef stew, like the golfer beef stew? You're the bowling beef stew, and we get the golfing beef stew. Is that?
He's not beef stew.
He's just beef.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll call you beef stew. We can call him beef. Perfect.
He's a golfer. Who cares?
Okay. And we got Rocio back in the booth with us. So, well, folks, it looks like I know we took that 2-minute commercial. That was the Daredevil. That was an awesome deal that actually Paul, our media manager, our video guy, put together with his buddy and the BMX bike and the whole thing and the Daredevil around the Storm Warehouse. Kind of cool. I think, don't quote me on this, I think we might still be getting down. Are they completely done down there? No, we still got some bowling going on.
Yeah.
So we're still trying to get to our top 35. We're still trying to narrow it down. There's been a lot of striking happening down on the high end, and those competitors are all going to make their way down this way here in front of us. So we've got all our cameras set up. We'll be able to zone in and show everything. And yeah, so we've got a lot of fun stuff going on. And so, what do you guys think so far?
I think
Comments?
I'd be
Questions?
kind of pissed if I had bowled 300 and I was out. And that happened to 2 people over there.
Yeah, we just had that, like we were talking about the craziness. They had one guy had a natural 300 down there,
Oh.
and they kept going. He actually had what, the front
17
front
to
17 natural to win.
Yeah,
but
I'll be
three-
upset too.
3 guys had 300 on the same pair.
But as we were talking right here in front of us here, look 23, 24, like they got to 9 frames.
I still love that 29 and 30.
And-
It got to 1 shot.
Yeah, then you look at 29 and 30. They only had to bowl 1 frame.
Oh, wow.
And some of these pairs right here in front of us only had to bowl 4 or 5 frames. Some got to 6, 7 down there. Another one got to 3. So
But that's how bowling is, like if the pair was good, then like you're gonna strike a little more.
Yeah,
and that
yeah,
happens
yeah.
out on tour. Some pairs are better than
A
others.
guy over there bowled 14 strikes more than the guy who's out.
yeah.
Well,
And he's out, and the guy who bowled 14
So while
strikes
we're
less.
waiting for that, and speaking of, you guys are getting ready, and I believe you're going to bowl as well. The Players Championship's coming up next week, right?
Yay.
Yeah, we're going to Rocio's home state. You're in Ohio?
Ohio,
Via Columbia.
Columbus.
No, you went.
What?
Columbia.
You're in Ohio now.
Yeah. I'm from never
Via
mind.
you're originally
He wanted
from
you to say
Columbia.
Columbia.
Yeah, Columbia.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you're saying it like an English person now.
Why?
You don't roll the letters and everything.
Colombia.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's where you're from.
Colombia.
So anyway,
Yeah.
what do you guys? When does that start? Does we get going practice on
Monday.
Monday.
Monday after the Super Bowl.
So when are you guys traveling in? Are you?
I'm getting there Monday morning. I'm gonna be around like Columbus on Sunday,
Okay.
fixing a few bowling balls
Okay.
before the tournament, and then coming down on
All right.
Monday.
And then you're traveling after the game, I'm assuming, because
No, I'm actually going before the game.
you're traveling Sunday before the game, so you're going to watch the Super Bowl.
I'm going to go on the red eye Saturday night.
Okay.
I booked my flight after the inevitable happened, which was that the New England Patriots crushed the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hi, Steelers fans. Nice to see you.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know at home, I think it's safe to say that Stu, even though he's not from our country, him adopting the American version of football,
Yes.
because I hear that from other countries of American football is not really football.
It's cuddle ball.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a bunch of big burly guys just snuggling up and rubbing elbows and patting butts and stuff. But anyway, Stu has become a New England fan, and it's safe to say, since his son's name's Brady, well, might be a little connection there. I'm not going to assume, just going to guess. And he's nodding yes, so obviously pretty right on that one.
And my wife's a huge Peyton Manning fan, so that's how much pull I had with that.
Wow. So there you go. So we could have had Brady or Peyton, and
If
you
we'd have
ended
had
up
twins, we'd have had both.
Okay, so
But
the
Brady
next
was-
one's maybe Peyton.
No, we're
No,
college
it's not.
basketball.
What's
One
that?
and done. Just like
College
basketball.
just like college basketball, one and done. All righty then. So, but anyway, so next week Players Championship. What do you guys? I haven't really studied up on the form. I know, being not.
We're going to the new Players Committee format. So we're
Okay.
going to bowl 8-8-8.
So 24 games of qualifying.
Yes,
Okay.
and the squadding is going to be based on the money list. So we're going to have, for want of a better description, the Premier squad, so to speak,
Okay.
and then the other squad. whichever way you want to describe that.
Okay.
The
And then-
other squad?
Well,
Okay.
I'm going to be on the other squad,
Okay.
probably.
The
Sim.
non-top 24.
Yeah,
deal,
well,
or
it's
how are they
like
gonna break it out?
I think we've got 106 players, so they're going to split it in two.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then I'm not sure whether it's after 16, but I think that they're going to redo the squads based on score for the last squad.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Okay.
We bowl 8 more, cuts to 24, and instead of the traditional round robin format,
Yeah.
we're going to bowl 8 more games, and we're going to have a cut. 8 guys are going to go away.
Okay.
We're going to get down to 16. We're going to bowl 8 more. 8 more guys are going to go away.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm not sure whether at that point we bowl. I'm not sure whether it's 16 or 24 of match play. I can't 100% remember. Not
Okay.
match play, but
So I'm just
finals.
gonna throw this out there at you guys as we're watching these guys bowl the one-ball shootouts. You guys are gonna bowl a lot of games next week.
yeah. And then we're going to do the same thing at the TOC.
The week after.
Yeah.
Holy shnikes.
Yeah. And then we're going to bowl. The Masters is going to be 3 blocks of 6.
And the Masters will actually be back here right here in this building. So like
Yep.
we talked
Yep.
about before, here at the Orleans is going to be the host of the 2017 USBC Masters. So
There's a lot going on in Vegas right now with bowling.
yeah.
They've got they've got the tournament here. They've got the Bowlers Journal going on over at South Point Bowling Center. They've got the Open Championships at South Point Plaza.
Yep.
Like,
and we actually have the BTM that we sponsor,
Yep.
that Storm Roto Grip and 900 Global sponsors, is actually going to be here at the Orleans. So
Mm-hmm.
we're tied into that as well. Yeah, and actually part of our team that's here helping set up and operate the booth and event this week, they're actually over at South Point helping, trying to get the booth ready for USBC Nationals. So got a lot of stuff going, a lot of moving and shaking happening here in the bowling world in
I'm the
Vegas.
current landlord of the
The current landlord
of the
guys working in the booth, right?
yes.
Gotcha. So, very cool. I'm glad you guys could enlighten me on that. That's a whole lot of bowling in 1 week for a players'
Yeah.
Or
championship.
it's 24 games.
Or it's 24 games and or it's one
Or,
frame and
or
we're done.
one
or I was about to
frame.
say, or it's 17 games in the DNF.
Right. Gotcha.
But last year, we bowled that tournament, and we myself, Dominic, and Martin, we all bowled right next to Wayne Webb
Okay.
because it's Wayne Webb's Columbus Bowl.
Right.
And Wayne got very angry with me in the first game when I shot 300.
Why did he get
Because
angry with you?
Because the proprietor has to pay for the 300 games.
Oh.
So Wayne walked up to me, threw $1, and said,
You're paid.
You're not getting the other 99. So,
That's awesome.
but that was the only chance I had of cash in that week. So I think it was a bit mean that he didn't give me the 100.
Didn't give you the rest of the 99.
But,
So, all right, folks, it's safe to say thanks for, again, tuning in, watching the Road Grip Challenge. Again, I know it's probably confusing for some of you. We actually had to go live on the Storm YouTube channel. Reason being, for those of you social media gurus or people who know about that stuff, we still have to get the Road Grip page qualified. We've got to get more fans. So if you like the YouTube channel and stuff like that, please, log on the other social media platforms. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, we've got Instagram, we've got YouTube. Follow us on all those, but if you can go to that YouTube page, follow that. Once we get to a certain criteria and once the powers at YouTube grant us permission, we can then broadcast and live stream on there as well.
and there's some pretty
But-
cool ball videos on there.
Yeah,
commercials, like the Daredevil commercial, I presume, is up there that we've just
Absolutely,
seen.
and that's what we actually do on the YouTube channel. We actually have all the ball commercials that you see that are like on the ball pages. We also have some player interviews, different things like that.
Heads in boxes.
Heads in boxes, which
Heads
you
in
got to be a
Boxes
part
is
of,
there,
is still laying around there.
Yeah.
Which was a fun time. We actually won an award for that. I don't know if you
Yeah,
knew that or
I
not.
know. John tells me that every time.
Yeah, I've actually got the trophy sitting up on top of my desk for.
So,
Nice.
so me and Schlamm and Wes and Carolyn were award-winning actors.
Yeah, it was
So
a
I'm
fun
not
time.
just I'm not just an arm model, Rosia, like I was telling you earlier.
an arm
Yeah,
model.
you're-
Yeah, I was in the catalog with just my arm,
Oh.
not anything else. Just they chopped my arm off,
Oh, okay.
and then I was now an award-winning actor.
Yeah, actor, absolutely. So that
Who
was
knew?
that
You're
was
versatile,
Yeah.
yeah.
exactly.
It sounds like next thing you know, we're looking for Golden Globes and Emmys and Oscars. here
Well,
before
why
too
weren't
long.
we nominated?
What's up? No, I think we're good. We're good for right now. We got our TV folks here telling us about a new commercial, and actually we're going to the next one. You guys just saw the commercial for the Daredevil, which is pretty cool. Here coming up, once we go to our next break, we'll actually show the Daredevil trick. So you guys will get to see kind of the ball motion and see it go down the lane.
Are we going to see you bowl?
You're not going to see me bowl.
Oh, I'm always disappointed when you're not in the video, Schlemm.
I've actually, you know,
Because if you strike with it, I always know it's going to be a good one.
and you know what? I got to tell you guys, I have to be honest, and it's happened more than once here, even this week. A lot of people say, Schlemm, we wish that you would do, you know, it's cool having the ball videos and having the staffers do it, but they also want Roto Schlemm to do it because they go, we throw it more like you. I go, fair enough. So,
So
honestly,
Roto
guys,
Schlemm's going to come back.
I've
You're going to come
only-
back out the.
So we are not gonna be back on this. on the
No,
video?
everybody likes
send
your
in
videos.
the right. Send
Everybody
in
likes
the
you guys
righty.
doing videos. But what I'm saying is they would also prefer an extra video that we could, you know, we could hide that. I can actually find a way because I, you know, manage and make the YouTube page look all pretty and stuff like that. I could like tuck it into a little spot and hide it as well. And say for those people who need the Roto Schlemm, you know, need the Schlemm version, just go over here and watch me throw it. But anyway, yeah, we'll get going with that. And we'll anyway, we're gonna show that Daredevil trick video. But now we got Ed talking over the loud mic. We finally got down to our 35, and we're gonna condense them down here in front of us. So it's gonna be some fun times coming here. More bowling here shortly.
So we can get the finals underway.
Can I say hi to somebody?
Absolutely.
No.
You
Okay.
can-
Armando says hi to Azucena and his daughter, and they are watching us live right now. So.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, no, and that's the whole thing. We've got shout outs or whatever. You know, it's kind of one of those things, again, the Roto Grip side, we kind of just do what we do. We have fun.
We're fun people.
We're not officially part of Team Fun. You know, we don't have the T-shirts.
Yeah.
But, you know, we just kind of go, shout outs. You know, you guys, it's fun. I don't know if you guys have been noticing, there's been plenty of people walking by. They're seeing the broadcast stuff. Been snapping photos, like get right to the edge. You're like, ooh, they're trying to sneak in photos. It's like, well, we're sitting right here. Well, we can, you can walk around and take a picture if you want. But
See, when it's just me and you stood here, we could be Team Buffet.
yeah, the all buffet team sitting large and in charge. Although, you're gonna guess you're probably one of those two that you could probably eat a lot and you just don't get any weight. But you work out like 42 times a day.
I don't work out for 2 times a day,
It's
but
only
I do
39.
work
Oh,
out
only 39
hard,
times she does.
so I can actually compete with you guys. You know, because I throw 15. You throw 15 or 16.
I throw 16.
Okay.
He throws
well,
man weight.
but
I throw.
Look, to
I throw
quote Arnold
15.
Schwarzenegger,
how heavy
Pow!
are you? Well, look. Come on.
look at this.
Bada boom, like it.
Well, I try to stay in shape so I can throw the ball better.
Okay.
It helps a lot. So
So yeah, tell us a little bit about that because, like you said, you've been competing a lot. Not only you were runner-up on the ladies tour, you won a couple titles on the PWBA tour, but you bowl against the guys. Like you bowl as much as you can on the men's tour as well. So, and that's part of your workout regimen in order to kind of have that. Because again, you're trying to do a little bit different things when bowling with the guys against the girls. Correct?
yes, well, like I'm only 120 pounds, and I throw 15.
By the way,
pounds.
I weighed that when I was 5.
So, my whole life I work out. You know, ever since
Really?
I was like
Okay.
13, I had a physical trainer, and it's helped my game tremendously. But the past 4 years, when I married Joe, he started training me because he's really good. You know, he works out all the time. His dad trained him since he was like 5 years old. So I've been doing heavier lifting, which
Okay.
people don't really believe in it, but as a bowler, and I feel like I did a lot of the cardio and all that, but it helped my game a lot when I started lifting heavier and I got it stronger
Right.
because I'm already so flexible that I needed to actually be a little more compact with my game and needed a little more strength. So I noticed that really helped me. The past 2 years, I started lifting a lot heavier than I used to, and my game improved tremendously.
Okay.
So,
So it was definitely a game changer for you.
Yes.
That's a good story to know.
and I keep doing it. I'm actually going a little heavier this year. I'm pushing a little bit more, and I'm adding cardio to that, though, because I kind of slack a little bit on my cardio, so I noticed that I was getting a little tired towards the tournament.
You felt you were stronger, but again, just because you're strong doesn't mean that you can last the distance, the longevity, right?
Yeah,
I
but
I don't want this to sound like, we're all jumping on Team Rocio, but from watching the ladies tour 2 years ago to the last year, I would say that by a significant distance, you were the most improved player on the women's tour. Like, your game looked a lot more solid. You looked like you had a lot more control over doing different things. It's very obvious when I watch that you put a lot of time in on the lanes, not just with the gym, though.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thanks for that. Thanks for noticing that. I did. I was able to practice a little more than I did before. I actually stopped bowling so many of the amateur events that I was bowling, and I focused a little more on bowling regional events, and I came out on the men's tour, which, sometimes I'm struggling a little bit, but I learned a lot from the mistakes I made when I was competing against you guys, and I tried to rest a little more and take it, like to the next level. I work with my coach Fred Borden, and he saw a few things that I needed to improve with my hand positions and all that. So I really work on that, and I think that really, really helped when I went out on the women's tour.
What's awesome about that, and like you said, going from one year to the next, and also reaching out to Fred Borden. Fred was the original gold standard. He was the originator to help create coaching in bowling. And known Fred a long time. He's a really good guy. And, he's the original gold level coach.
Yes.
And so you've got one of the best ever. And
Yes.
how would you say that that's a tribute? How you can add that stuff to your game? Has it been because I'm sure he's teaching you all facets of the game.
Yes. Well, I had the privilege to work with him when I was in college, when I went to Wichita State. But now I live in Ohio, and I train at his bowling center. So when he is in Akron, because he lives in Florida during the winter time, when I get to work with him in the summertime, he works with me on every aspect.
Okay.
He's been like hard on me when I have been like a big baby and I was, complaining. He put me in my place when I had to be, and he just sees things like a little different than most people
We're getting
do.
involved in selfies down here too. As we're live on the stream, we're talking. We're getting in some selfie
That's
stuff.
a lot of doing for me.
yeah.
So for ladies who are coming out of college who want to come on to bowl on the ladies tour, now with 2 years under your belt of playing the tournaments, what advice would you give them as what's the most important aspects, do you think, of being able to compete week to week, not just having one good week? Because last year, of course, you were very good week to week. You made a lot of the finals.
Well, and exactly what you said too, because you can also help us. Like you said, you bowled at Wichita State, so you were part of one of the bigger college programs, and the advancement, so the transition going from college to. But I think part of that, even for her though, Stu, is the fact that you've been on the Colombian national team since you were 14. So you've got international world travel. You bowled college, and now you're on tour. So what? Yeah, you're a wealth of knowledge. We need to tap into that. We need to share with the folks at home.
Well, yes, I've been doing all these things internationally and college and the tour now. But I think the biggest thing for all the girls that are coming out on tour and are working towards that goal, I think the biggest thing that really, really helped me last year, because obviously I didn't have a title, I had nothing to lose. Every week I was just trying to put myself in that position, and I accomplished that. But I was just taking week by week as a learning experience of what I did wrong. And it took me 6 weeks to actually get there. And then I went out and bowled in Detroit, which is funny because earlier last year I won an event, a TNBA event in that same house. And I had promised myself 4 years ago that I was never coming back to that house because I struggle every time we bowl on that house. But I made the commitment to go out there and bowl. And it actually paid off. When I came to Detroit, I was a little more confident about the house, and I knew that I could win at a place that I only cried. I had tears every time I walked out of that building, and 4 years later it came about. So things happen for a reason. I feel like I'm a lot more patient now. I have matured a lot, and I think that's helped my game tremendously too. So I feel like I have grown. Everything is a learning experience. People want to win right away. That happens to some people. but you also can win and then not win for a long time, and it's actually frustrating as well. But to me, it's just taking every week, learning from it, and I tend to be a little too positive, I think, now. And people say, oh, why are you so positive? I'm like, well, because I actually have nothing to lose every time I come into the building every week. I haven't won this event. I need to find a way to get there. And like Fred says to me all the time is, how many events did like Don Johnson bowl and he won, like 100 times, and he bowled like over 1,000 events. So like that's 10%. So you gotta put yourself out there.
That's
and
perspective, right?
Give yourself a chance. And when you take a learning experience out of every event you compete and you improve every week, then you're working towards that goal. You don't know when you're gonna get it, but I know that when you work hard and you do the right things come your way, and they happen. Like the first year I was out on tour, I didn't win, although I led the one event, and I felt like I performed really good, but it wasn't my time to win.
Gotcha.
So I took it, I learned from it, and last year was a better year, and I was really excited to have the year I did have. I just took every week. I had my struggles. I did cry when I was out on tour. My parents were hard on me a few times when I messed up on the 10th frame.
I cry regularly when I'm out on tour.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Usually it's when I go back to the room and Jasper's beat me by 350.
Yeah. But the funny part about that too is the emotions, and I've been able to share that over the years. I was a tour rep from 2001 to 2011 full time, and the emotions, not only me as a ball rep and being the frustration, but dealing with players in that regard. And I'm talking ladies tour, men's tour, senior tour. Hell, even the guys on the men's tour, even the guys on the senior tour, it happens. There's frustration. By the way, that's called being a competitor. And if you don't have that, man, I don't like your chances of surviving and lasting long in our sport.
So your main thing, what you're saying is when you're out there, you got to be a little bit more patient with yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like you have to watch those people that also, like the one thing I did learn from, all these years I've been, bowling the Queens and the U.S. Open, and I have failed, like most of the time, because I competed in all of them and I didn't win. But I did watch other people win, and I saw the process for them to get there. So I learned, to respect their work, because a lot of the time I feel like in our sport sometimes we can be disrespectful to what other people
100%.
do. So I have learned that everyone gets there, and you don't know what they are doing behind closed doors. We don't know how much time they're putting out there, but I don't care about that. Everyone's purpose every week is to go out there, find the most room to strike, and try to win a title. And whoever comes on top is the winner that week, and you gotta respect that player. So I have put that into perspective, and I've learned to respect every single one of the competitors I'm bowling with. And I'm also not out there just to win, but to help other people. So my main goal is to make people around me feel good. So that helps me a lot to be out on the women's tour. And I enjoy bowling the pro-ams. I like to be around people. And sometimes, I didn't perform very good. Like, I did perform good, but I didn't have the outcome I wanted to be, like, on TV or make shows the first 4 stops or 5 stops. But there were people that came to me, and they were so nice, and they just gave me that hope to just keep trying, because they were watching me. So, like, I learned, like, the one event I didn't make the top 12, and I was a little disappointed, but I got to bowl the pro-am, and I left.
You were not disappointed anymore?
No, and I felt like so good because I was able to bowl with them. I struck so much, like I'm transforming when I'm bowling the pro-am.
Right.
So I learned that no matter what I was doing, even if I didn't win, I was accomplishing something else bigger than what I wanted. So that's how I live life. No, that's how I think.
That's awesome.
So.
And I appreciate you sharing that, because that's a good perspective, because all the time, I can't count the number of times I've shared stories and talk about players and stuff like that. When events like this, people ask me about, hey, what's Rocio like? Hey, what's Pete Weber like? How's Belmo? How's Stu? There's all these different stories. I can relay that to them, but coming out of your mouth and people at home can hear that, it's a really cool deal. And so to get you guys an update here, we're back. We're down to the top 35. And so where we're at right now, we've got 7 through 14 is our scratch division side. And now 21 through 30, we've got the handicap players.
21 through
21 through 30 is the handicap division. And
Okay.
we've got 7 through 14 on the scratch side. And then what'll happen is once we can narrow down these finalists, you guys can probably hear Ed in the background, wah, 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 wah. We'll get to right here in front of us. We've got 15 and 20. I don't know if you guys can probably see it. It's actually dark now. Tavio's doing a little camera work. Here in 15 through 20 is actually where the finals are going to be when we cut down to those top 5 players. All the action is going to happen right here in front of us, so we'll be able to commentary and do the shout-outs.
He's like Spider-Man right now.
He is Spider-Man it right now. We're getting some better shots, better angles. That way you guys can kind of see a little bit more of the action. And you know what? Can't wait to get this round going underway. And it took us a little while to get some. It wasn't any scores, but just to get everyone set aside and kind of line up. Hey, you need to go here. Hey, you need to go here. Addressing where the players have to go.
Get it underway. Give me a thumbs up. Alicia,
thumbs up.
give me a thumbs up if you're ready.
All right. And so Stu, because he's being the nice guy, he's throwing notes at us. And, I think you're right, Stu. I think
Letter A bowlers, let's get the Roto Grip Challenge finals underway. Good luck to you bowling.
Hey, Smiley. A scowl off your face. I know where you work. Call your boss. From the A to Z. Yeah, we weren't blasted. That
C bowler. Is he a C bowler? He goes right where it says C. Right where the C area is, it's turn. You're the C bowler. Okay, letter D. And go ahead when you're ready. Okay, round 2, letter B. Switch sides for the last time. Throw your shot.
So he's thinking that one is top.
Letter C, switch sides. And go ahead when you're ready.
Now we got that.
Okay, round 2, letter D, switch sides. Go ahead when you're ready.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 2017 TAT here in Vegas. As we're watching the finals, holy cow, look at that. Sorry, that was my poor impression of Harry Carey. We're going through some rounds. I tell you what, guys, we are. So we're back to letter A bowlers. It's pretty impressive that. It's actually pretty quick, as long as some of those matches lasted, and we got the scratch bowlers down here. These guys are throwing a lot of strikes. Over here on the handicap side, we actually have a couple of pairs already done. So they only had to go, looks like 2 frames there, 2 frames there, 2 frames there. Yeah, so it looks like the handicap side, we're already looking like we're narrowed down to our winners. So that was quick work.
Okay.
And over here on the scratch side, man, we've got 1, 2, 3. Every pair is still alive. So there's still a lot of striking happening here down in 7 through 14 in the scratch division. So for all of you watching at home, you're seeing a variety of the balls going down the lane. We've got some good camera angles. I know it's tough to see the colors right now because we haven't got to 15 through 20 here yet. But I can tell you right here, I'm looking at ball-wise, we're looking haywire. Seeing No Rules Pearl. well, actually a few no-rolls pearls. Seeing a critical, seeing a hustle, and we're seeing, well, looks like a high wire there. 23, 24. Oh, 23, 24 still alive. They're still going. Okay, we must have a little confusion there. And then look at some of these, like pair next to 25, 26. They made it.
Because that's right.
Second frame. Okay.
So me and Rocio are just doing our homework right now.
Homework. All right. Homework.
So-
Good. When's the last time you guys actually had to do homework? You guys are a little time removed from school.
Yeah, Rocio's like a little older than she looks, isn't she?
Well, her.
I'm
she
only
looks like-
22, you know?
Okay, but you went to college, so she's actually closer to doing homework than the rest of us.
Yeah, it's been
I haven't
a
done-
long time.
By the way, I'm old. I haven't done homework in a long time.
I think
so-
it's been
When'd you-
6 years, maybe.
Wow. So you were in college when you were like 9.
Yeah.
Just kidding. She goes, I'm only 22. I was in school for 6
I
years.
wish I was only 22.
I think that was a Taylor Swift song, wasn't it? If you're something about being 22. Whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There we go. Sing it, girl.
No, I can't sing anymore.
And so down here, watching the scratch guys still get after it. Here in the handicap, 23-24, still going strong. They're into their third frame. And on to the letter D. We're cycling through the players again. And as you can see, it looks like we talked about before, moving this building, but also going from end to end. There's quite a bit of these guys, if they didn't have too much transition, going from end to end, because, like we said, a lot of these folks, players, were down on the high end. They've now, some of these guys, looks like, I want to say a couple of these guys were up in the high 60s, and now they're down here 9 and 10. So it usually ends of the building play differently. And as we see here on lane 14, that's a 2-8-10. That's going to be an early exit. And it looks like we've got the finish now on the handicap side. Jamie's down here. And we're still doing our homework on the question. Stu, the crack team of experts. So we've had Stu and Rocio actually doing some homework. We're going to ask a question. We're going to give away a Daredevil to our winner that is able to answer this unbelievably difficult question.
Well, it took me and Rocio
A little
while
while.
to
It
find.
took,
And
but that's what I'm
Rocio
saying,
was
difficult.
part of it.
And the question's about her, and yeah, so it's.
So as I come up with it, should I say it in case it gets a little bit mixed up, or should we let Rocio try and explain it?
You should say it, because
Right.
sometimes my Spanish makes it, my
So you
mixture of
speak Spanglish?
Spanglish makes it hard. Sometimes I have a hard time understanding myself.
So here's the question: we're giving away a Daredevil.
Absolutely.
Right. So it's a Daredevil, weight of your choice.
Yep.
So Rocio won on the PWBA tour twice last year.
In 2016.
We need to know the venues that she won at, the cities.
The
that she
cities of
won
those
at,
titles.
and we need to know the combined score of her 2 winning matches. So what Rocio
The
scored
final match.
in the final match.
In the title match. So in case you're keeping score at home there, we're giving away a Daredevil, and to the person that can first answer the 2 titles she won last year, the city those titles were won in, and the combined winning scores of those title matches. And the winner that can figure that out, we've got our crack team experts down there on the
Whoever
computer.
appears in the comments first with the 2 correct cities and the total.
Whoever gets the answer correctly, it looks like we've got Matt Martins down there monitoring the YouTube input, so he'll be the one to tell us who the winner is. And so, like I said, we know it's difficult because it took Stu and Rocio, but I'm talking to you guys, trying to talk about the bowling, and these two are on their phones trying to figure out the exact answers. So we know that's going to be a difficult one. So,
We kind of did it like this because we wanted to make it so it wasn't whoever had the fastest internet connection
yeah,
was going to win.
I'm glad you
I will
didn't
have
go.
failed completely.
Okay, I'm glad you didn't come up with a question of, okay, who's the heaviest one on the stage right now? Well, that's a quick one. You can go, well, that was definitely Roto Schlim. Like, that would be way too easy. So,
Well, it'd have been easier to say which is the lightest one on the stage.
or who's the lightest one on stage.
And
Or
I
who-
already told what my weight is. So
Do you realize I carry more weight of bowling balls out to practice on the on a block than you weigh?
Then you actually weigh.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I know.
That's why it's so hard for me when I'm like competing against you guys and I have to roll those bowling balls
for me.
Bags with wheels.
for me. You know, 120
Well-
is not that much weight. So
Well, Norm Duke seems to have done all right. Pete Weber seems to have done all right.
I don't think they're 120 though.
I don't think Duke is 120.
He is. Men actually, although they look small, they don't weigh
You
that.
look like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar stood next to Norm.
I wouldn't go that far, but
You tower over him.
Okay. There are guys that look smaller than me but weigh more than me because they have more muscle. Than I do.
I understand, but I don't
So-
think Norm or Pete have been accused of having a lot of muscle.
not
But
usually.
I don't think they're 120.
Still throwing some wood around here
Are
over
they?
at 23,
120?
24. Looks like the
Norm tends to have a whine about stuff like that, so
you got
he
handy-
would know better. Because, I mean, there's been a few times where Chris has probably
Let's
wanted
find
to
out,
throw him
huh?
across,
Well, it's
throw
not so
him
much
around
that
a
I've
little.
had to
or carry him home.
carry him home maybe once or twice. This one time at band camp. So okay, so it looks to be that we have our winner, and we want to give the shout out to Doug Smith was our winner. Doug, we need you to email me. My email address is chris.s@rotogrip.com. So shoot me a message, and we will confirm. Shoot me your details, or you can actually reach out to me like on the Facebook page if you want to hit me up on Roto Schlim, the Roto Schlim fan page, or the Rotogrip fan page. Just hit it up and say, "Hey, I'm Doug. I won," and Doug will take care of you. We'll get your Daredevil weight of choice. We'll get that sent out to you. So thanks to all of you who have participated. You guys, that took a little bit of trying to figure out the exact, as far as getting an
That's
answer.
good.
So that's
Good
what we like
job,
to do.
Stu.
That's like what we like to do when we do giveaways.
So, Doug, right now, you'd better go on to Rocio's social media and like
Hopefully-
all of it.
Hopefully you're a fan of hers, so you better like her fan page.
You
like
better
her,
be.
and follow her
I'm
on all the
kidding.
different stuff. Yeah. So
Well,
while
if
we're
he
actually-
wasn't a fan before, he is now.
absolutely,
He's
So-
watched your two best moments, obviously, to find out.
So
Yeah.
like I was just telling, we were just talking to you guys before, follow us on, the Rotogrip. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, we've got Instagram, we've got YouTube. And like we said, go to the Rotogrip YouTube channel, like the page, help us get to that next plateau so we can actually start doing some live streaming to that page. And while we're talking about it, you guys have social media athlete fan pages. You guys want to plug those right now and get more followers?
So I am on Facebook.
Okay.
Facebook.com/Stu900.
Stu900, okay.
I'm on Twitter @Stu900.
Okay.
I'm on Instagram, although I don't really use it very much, but I guess I should start, maybe
Okay.
more. And I'm Roto Stu900 on there.
Awesome. All
So, so please don't cut me, Schlim, because that would be awkward.
All right.
I am on Facebook as Rocio Restrepo de Hosteller, like of Hosteller.
You don't have a fan page?
I do. That's my fan page.
That's a big fan page. name.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's
the-
okay.
It's okay.
On Instagram, I'm Rocio
Underscore
_
Restrepo.
Restrepo.
Okay.
I'm on Twitter
Don't
as
say it.
I'm not even close.
Rocio Restrepo.
On Twitter.
Yep. I'm on Snapchat as well, but no. I'm kidding.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, and by the way, mine's a little bit more difficult than that. So mine would be Roto_Schlim. And that's on Facebook, that's on Twitter, that's on Instagram. I use the same thing all the way across the board. Roto Schlim is in the house. And so as we're sitting here, we're going through it. Ed, you see Ed walking there in the set seat. Down here on the scratch side, we are still, we got some battles going on here. We've got, 11 and 12? Nobody's missed yet. So we've got a battle of the front five. We're in frame
it's
six.
a two-hander.
Two-hander.
Oh.
He's really good.
Throwing 10 back.
Oh, but it's a two-hander.
I don't care. I like two-handeds. What's wrong with that?
Oh.
Their ball looks cool going down the lane. I like it.
And we've got some striking going on. Looks like that's over on 9 and 10. 7 and 8 looks like those guys are into the sixth frame. Got Marvin Hale down there. Looks like he's stepping up on lane 8. And that's going to be
Strike.
I tell you
Stand
what,
back.
if anybody's watching and has any questions, send them into our Twitter, like any of our 3 Twitters, and we can.
Yeah.
We've got our phones with us, so we can.
Yeah, we could actually do that.
We can answer any of them.
Yeah,
so at
since we were-
Stu900,
Yeah.
at Rocio Restrepo,
Or at Roto _Schlim.
So we can kind of answer any of the questions you've got.
We'll actually bring our phones up to the table because that's been more part of our deal tonight. We've actually struggled a little bit with, I know some of our, we had some technical difficulties earlier. We've been battling through it. But yeah, if you guys want to hit us up on the social media platforms, like we said, Twitter's actually pretty good. Let's see what we got going on here. Nothing flying in there yet. But yeah, so we'll keep our Twitters opened up. See what's going on. As we watch, as we keep the finals rolling,
Lots of strikes.
we have lots of strikes. And 11 and 12. Daryl threw that one good. Daryl Ratliff from down the southeast.
Righty with his thumb in it. Got to
Yeah.
be cheering for him on.
Gotta be cheering for the guy with his thumb in it.
And he's right-handed.
Yeah.
I mean, right now it's really awkward. I mean, is which is worse for a regular bowler? Is it a lefty or is it a two-handed?
You never know.
That was another at least 9 then.
Gerald there, yeah, getting the strike there on lane 9.
Here he is, round the world dunk.
And that is 8. It looks like he is, that's
what he's
that
called.
would be a 2-4-10, and he would be exiting in the frame 6.
That was good night.
And over here on the, looks like we've got on, we still got some stuff going on here in the over on the handicap. We actually have.
Did they have a breakdown?
No, because they've been announcing, they're like, okay, the A's go and the B's go. This pair, we've only got 1 pair left out of the 6 pairs.
Oh, so they've restarted.
the
So they're
5
in like a
pairs?
next round almost.
No. These guys are still going on that pair. All the other pairs, they ended early. They ended like in the first or second frame.
No, but I get it. But they've bowled 6 shots, and they've only bowled 4, and they've still got 4, and they've got 4. So
Yeah.
why are they so far behind? It makes no sense.
I don't know. You're right.
And why
Maybe-
is this guy with a 7 spare bowling?
That's a good question. Maybe because we're not keeping score. And
9.
stays alive
See,
with 9. So
Just confused.
I
Like I
know.
guess the scoring broke on that pair because the guy is down there with the he's all over it with the scorebook.
that would be
So-
Jamie McWilliams. That is
Yeah.
the tournament director, actually the owner of the TAT.
Yeah.
Jamie actually purchased it. And looks like Marvin left a 2-8, maybe a 2-8-10. And so 2-8. So that's a exit.
So,
He's got.
adios.
He gone.
Bye-bye.
And so we're talking about Jamie over here on the handicap section. Guy with Jamie with the hat on. He actually purchased the. His father was actually the one to help founded the TAT, and Jamie had been working with Brad Edelman, who owns the High Roller Series, and so he actually recently purchased it back from Brad, and so he runs it, him and his wife, and so he's got his crew of employees, and they do a fantastic job. So again, if you're looking to get into the TAT, if you're watching at home, never been out here, trueamateurtournaments.com. The tournament director, Jamie McWilliams. You can find him on Facebook. You can also find him through the website. He's glad to answer your question and help, grow bowling. And like I said, we've had a full week here at the TAT. Him and I were talking the other night, and he goes, "Man, Shlem, I don't know what to do." He goes, "I may have to add more days. They get so many people, and I feel bad having to turn people away when the squads are full." And I go, "Man, that's a good problem to have. So we'll have to figure out some."
Well, I got the first question.
Okay.
It's where it says, "What's been your go-to house shot ball this season?" From Mike Heaton.
Okay.
Well, my go-to house shot ball this season in recent times has been the No Rules Pearl.
Okay.
That's certainly been doing the business for me. Code Black has also looked okay when they're a little drier.
Okay.
But the No Rules Pearl's been my kind of first ball, shoot the front 9 every week ball.
Yeah, it's always seemingly somebody's got videos of Stu with 9-bagger, 10-bagger, and it's No Rules Pearl again. And like you said, you raised your average. How many pins?
Like I raised it like in 5 weeks. I've gone up at least 6, if not 7 pins.
Well, there you go,
And I've
folks.
bowled like 50 odd games, so it's
Okay.
I've been putting on a decent tear.
So how about you, Rocio? What's
To be honest, I haven't really
been bowling league much?
been bowling on house
Well,
shots.
you've been traveling a lot.
Hey, Schlem, she's one of them.
No,
I
Hold
don't
on. She's
bowl
been
house
traveling.
I've been
Quite a bit.
like gone, and I actually enjoy bowling league because I love like striking a lot, so it gives me like motivation. But I haven't bowled much this season, so I actually had like 20 games
Okay.
in 2 leagues. But
That's way more than I got.
my go-to bowl has been the Daredevil
Okay.
and the Code Black.
Okay.
So I've been using those 2. I
When you-
haven't
when
really
you do
had
make
any
it to
high
league.
scores, like really, really high scores, but those 2 have been the best ones I have.
I do
so
have a
far.
question for Rocio.
Okay.
Yes.
Why do you get, like we were talking about this with Andres earlier, she needs the last 4 to win a gold medal? No problem. Smash, smash, smash. Yeah! She needs a strike for 300. Oh my God, I'm not going to do this. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm going to shoot 300. Oh my God. And you miss, and you don't do it.
You know why? Because it took me a very long time to shoot 300. I shot 300 when I was 23, and I was already in college. Like we had already won and stuff. I never got the opportunity to be on house shots when I was younger. So I actually got confused when I was bowling house shots. I didn't know what to do with myself. All these over under, I was like confused.
It is very confusing when you miss to the right and your ball misses to the left. And you miss to the left and
Yeah.
your ball misses to the right. That is a very strange deal. I mean, I
I never had that in my life
that's-
before, so I'm
That's
like,
why
what?
beginner bowlers are so very confused.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
But I honestly, like, maybe because it took me so long, when I finally shot 300, it was like, oh, I got this monkey off my back, you know? So, but I don't get to bowl on those conditions all the time. So, like, I guess when I'm bowling for Colombia and I have to strike to win, stuff like that, is like I have like, I'm compromised with the country, so I feel like I must do it. Like I feel like I'm doing it for my team, my people, my family. Versus when I'm bowling for a 300, it's like, well, I might even win, you know, like without
You know
shooting
what's
a
funny? You guys are
perfect
talking
game,
about this.
so.
I struggle to get a double when I have to bowl. So
No, come on.
It's great.
You had one 3-bagger once.
Yeah, not recently.
Hey,
Well,
when
actually,
we bowl the what did we bowl together when we were when we bowled in Jersey?
oh, that was the Battle Bowl.
Yeah, you did okay there. You got
Yeah.
to 570, I think.
Yeah, and the team event part of it. But when we actually remember, we bowled that challenge match
Yeah, and you
deal.
struck like a demon.
Yeah,
You struck way more than me with your outcry.
I think I was throwing Hysteria, I believe. That's been a few years ago.
I thought you had the outcry
I thought
right
it was
off the twig.
Hysteria actually jammed it right in the tube.
And like we had to keep changing the rules because we were winning so easily.
Yeah.
And then those guys ended up winning, and now all I get from them is social media on how we beat you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's funny how that goes. But anyway. Boop.
Oh, we got to give them the magic piece of paper.
Uh-oh.
You know what's
The
funny
Magic Slim
about
card.
the 300s?
Yeah.
Last year, I bowled league, like 2 leagues, and I only shot 1 300. And I was super nervous because I was bowling a men's league. And they have been expecting me to shoot like huge scores the whole season. But then, like, I was shaking.
Oh, wow.
Shaking.
All right, so we got a couple more questions coming in here.
Okay.
We've got Ron Hatchett. Roto Schlem, what is the ideal benchmark ball in the Roto Grip line? Ideal benchmark, it's all depending on how you play the game and what you're trying to do. You have to look at our current lineup as it sits right now. Usually we shoot that, a lot of times we like to refer to the HP3 line. So it's usually like the haywire, maybe the high wire. I know there's quite a few players that actually use the Daredevil as their benchmark ball. And
George go, Hagen.
is that G3 saying hey and giving a shout out? Well, thanks,
Hi, George.
G3. We appreciate you there, bro. So anyway, yeah, back to Ron Hatchett's question there. Benchmark ball. Again, everybody's a little bit different, but for the most part, we like to, and you guys can maybe help us out on that. Most folks like to go with a symmetrical core. Usually tends to be that lower to low medium RG. So you know it's going to roll and kind of blend the lane out. So that way you kind of can see how the ball sees the pattern and then make adjustments accordingly.
I think the benchmark ball is kind of like such a hard term to like explain because
absolutely,
because it's a bit like which ball hooks the most. Is it the one that covers the most boards or the one that picks up the soonest? Like it depends how your eyes see it. Like for me, like it would have to be something stronger than that to be like I'd almost say like when I'm bowling at home, like my benchmark ball's the no rules pull.
Okay.
Because I take it out and then I base everything off that. So if that goes too long, I'll get the no rules out.
Okay.
If it hooks too much, I might move to the code black or the daredevil.
Gotcha.
Like it's the ball that gives you the easiest read.
Gotcha.
So to me, it's almost whatever your favorite ball is.
Okay.
I think it also depends on the pattern. Because, like, my benchmark ball on short will be completely different than what I would throw on long.
Okay. So you tackle a little bit, but
yeah.
But I also think that the term benchmark ball was kind of come out when we didn't really have patterns per se.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it was the ball that you would throw to kind of know what was out there, and then you'd move from there. So because that almost never happens, although USB-C are trying to go that route.
All right. So we have another question came in from Jeremy Coulter. Roto Schlim, what are the differences as far as hook potential and overall ball motion between the Daredevil and the No Rules Pearl? And I figure we got Stu and Ruscio here.
About a 10-board step to the left.
Oh, let's say you guys want to share your input on that as players. So.
Well, I feel like the Daredevil is cleaner through the front part of the lane than the No Rules Pearl.
Okay.
Like the No Rules for me is a step up from that ball, and between, like I'll have like my high wire between that, the No Rules, then the high wire, and then the Daredevil. So for me, it's a lot stronger, and I get to use, I throw it kind of hard. So I think I would tend to use the No Rules a little more than I will the Daredevil.
Okay.
But I use the Daredevil when I have a lot of like when I need the ball to push a little longer.
Gotcha. And Stu, what you got to take there on between the Daredevil and No Rules Pearl?
Yeah, like 10 boards.
Like 10 boards.
Yeah, hooks more.
And I can tell you guys, from a design and intent standpoint, in creation, and if you can start comparing, if you want to get into the core numbers and stuff like that, Daredevil is actually a 248, 41 diff in that Madcap core. And it is a big light bulb, so it does give you the, it does give you that low RG, and it gives you that smooth kind of shape all the way through the lane. And then you look at, as far as the strength of the chaotic core inside the No Rules Pearl, that core is super strong. So it actually, if you wanted to compare the two, I'd have to say hook potential, more overall ball. Definitely No Rules Pearl takes the cake.
So just give us a real quick update. We've got 4 front 11s over there.
Okay. Got a lot of striking
We've got the 2 finalists for the handicap section. I'm going to cheat and go with the American name, which is J.D. Elliott from Wilmington, North Carolina. And now we're going to go to our Central American
Spanish
expert.
Yeah. I actually hadn't seen that name before, but I'm going to go with my guess. It's Eligio Lopez from Hermosillo, Sonora, Mexico.
Correct. And actually, I met Elio actually when I was down there. Timmy Mack and I, in the end of October, we actually went down and did some clinics and seminars. That was my first trip to Mexico. It was very cool getting to travel around and go to different cities and teach and stuff like that. And he was he was actually with one of the groups we taught. We had a bunch of kids that he actually coaches down there. And really good for bowling, and he throws it pretty good too.
3 bills with the critical there. Boom.
Yeah, so we've got some striking
300,
going on.
that's how you shoot 300.
That was another one of my favorites. Schlem went gone.
Again, it's
he calls honestly when Schlem wants to know what to get rid of, he goes, "Hey Stu, what do you like?
What ball do you like?"
Because if you're liking it, it needs to go.
Yeah, that's not how
Nobody
it
bowls
goes.
like used to.
By the way, in case anybody's wondering, that is not how it happens when we have to discontinue bowling balls, due to the fact of they just don't sell, and once they stop selling, we can't keep them around.
3 bills, 3 bills, 3 bills.
Easy.
So we got 3 out of 4. Can we get a 4-bagger? You know
So-
what? I'm going to say yes, we can, because everybody's throwing Roto Group.
So sure.
I did predict this, Schlem. We're now in we're moving into our 3rd hour of the night.
Yeah, we're at 9:02 p.m. here, and
That's a high wire.
Yep.
Boom, and that's the 4 300.
and knowing, and actually, Jared's from actually Detroit. I've known him for quite a long time. Is a great bowler. What's funny is you look at him. He's in the senior division. He's actually 56.
I was talking to him because when we were talking about the story of me winning in Detroit, I won the TMBA at the same time he won the senior. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Like,
he's a really nice guy.
Really good,
and he throws it good. And actually, what's funny? I mapped that high wire out for him because he had a no rules pearl. He's like, Shlem, what do you think? I hear this and that. And I go, well, I said, let me give you, he's got other balls, other like Storm Merger balls in the bag. And I said, let's do this. Mapped out for him, and he threw that. He came up and he gave me a fist bump. He goes, that ball pretty good. And I go, yeah? He goes, because I had to crack the cover a little bit. I said, well, I told you that. Sometimes you have to adjust the covers. That's one of the things we've been, and that's part of the deal too. Example, he's another great bowler. Knowing that changing the cover is going to do the thing, make the ball see the lane better. And that's one of the things that we had to do quite a bit with some of the other players too. That they're getting the high wire ball. We drill it for them. We're like, oh, it's too jumpy. So we touch it real quick with an Avalon pad, and all of a sudden it still floats to the spot and it just rolls off. And they go, ooh, that's way better. How'd you do that? They think we're magic. They think we're magicians. And it's part of the adjusting a cover shot to allow the ball to see the lane a little bit better. And that's one of the things that we do a lot at the tour level. Understanding ball motions and understanding how to get your ball to read and do the right thing. And is that 8 for Daryl? And that is 8. I think Mr. Ratliff is packing up.
That'll sting in the morning as well. Those tables don't move a great deal.
Yeah, it's not going to stand. Not going to move a whole lot.
These guys are warming up.
That is correct. So we've got some warm up going on here down on the high end.
High wire is still striking.
We've still got looks like 9 and 10. We've got 2 alive, and I believe looks like we're finally got 1.
Okay, so we can ask the 3 of us, and then we can ask anybody on Twitter to pile in. If you could bring back any Roto ball from the vault, what we're going to go with? Rocio's looking at me like I'm like 12. I only know the ones in the current line.
Yeah, kind of.
So this might be a 2-man job here, Shlem.
Okay, sweet.
I'm going to throw a bit of love towards the Grand Illusion.
The Grand Illusion. And what was your take on that? What did you like about the ball, or what?
I just had happy memories. I think deep down, it was the ball before the crossroad was the crossroad for me.
Okay. Yeah, because it was a higher G core. It was taller.
It was a Storm Roto Grip signature ball. It was the reaction that everybody associates with the company. It was the high road type reaction. But it was pretty. It was red and blue.
Red and blue.
And I liked it. It was nice to me. I struck a lot with it.
Okay. Yeah, I would have to go. Stu, it's one of those things.
You're going to be boring and say so. I'm going to ban you from saying any words.
No. And honestly, I'll tell the folks at home, and you guys will appreciate it, because there's plenty of you that reach out to me, whether it's social media or through the website. I get this asked a lot, and the ball that is really, really pretty good that I've tried to bring back, but the problem is we've changed our production process, and the one that always comes up is Silver Streak, because that ball.
I've got a special edition one in 15. It's too light. Because it actually, it was a unique core, that rotary core. You could do a lot with it. It was and that ball was actually kind of like the high road before the high road, kind of thing. It was, had the power ball in it and the cap, but unfortunately, with the way the core is shaped and kind of the shear points, and again trying to change the process, and so we. And I recently just got that. Even I had a phone call from a customer. Yes, sir. Silver Streak.
Yeah. Is there any, by chance, you have a Silver Streak laying around? That was somebody called into the office about a week or 2 ago asking about that. And, unfortunately, we can't. But I think in this day and age, it's always cool to think about going back to the vault.
I think my Grand Illusion would go dead straight right now.
And that's the funny part. Comparing it now to the bowling balls we have, and you think about our product line top to bottom from No Rules Pearl, and now we've got Daredevil, Haywire, Highwire, and soon to come the Daredevil trick, which we're going to give you guys the first taste of that coming up here shortly. We actually, once we get done with this round here, we're actually going to show you the Daredevil trick video.
And this is going to be news for us because we haven't seen it.
You guys have yet to see it. We just announced it the other day.
I'm excited.
It's a solid version of the Daredevil. So if you like the Daredevil trick is definitely kind of even falls into that benchmark ball idea because it's the same Mad Cat core. It's that low RG core with that medium to higher diff, 41 diff. And because of that, shape-wise on the lane, explained it to you guys and a lot of players that think of it a little bit more motion like an IQ Tour solid. But a straight solid reactive. So, the other thing I've been working on too is when you look at our product line from top to bottom, I also try and make things fit side to side as well. And so even if somebody wanted to, they could actually build an arsenal from just the HP3 line. And we're still living it down here in the 9 or better.
At this rate, Captain Fun's going to have to pay us for an extra day.
Yeah, we're going to have to get overtime. We're going to have to see if there's what qualifies as far as the labor unit and all that. There's got to be like the union.
Should we do the Pete and say we've worked 5 hours and leave?
I'll say we're supposed to get like a break like every so many minutes, and we're supposed to have all this stuff. But
here we go.
So anyway, Daredevil trick is coming, and then we also you get to the HP. You get to the HP2 line from HP3. We've got the Wreck-'em, the Wreck-It, the Wrecker. Still have the Hectic in the line. Now
like
HP,
the Hectic.
Yeah, still an HP1 line. We still have we got the full line of Hustles. We've got 4 different versions. We've got 3 different cover stocks. We've got 2 of them we have 2 different types of hybrids, and then the last 2 that we came out with were both a pearl, just different color options. So yeah, it's
and we've got the bullseye.
And the bullseye, and I'll tell you guys, I know some of you, and it's even brought it to me in my attention this week, and I know it's a little bit of a struggle in some places because we don't have them. Struggling with inventory and stock. I'm in process to try and get another different type of spare ball, and so don't hold me to it, but I'm trying to bring back the red clear poly is what I'm trying to get to, and I think I got that process going. So. You have to bear with me for a few months, and I think 4 times I got this week. Hey, does Roto have a spare ball? We do. They're just a little difficult to get, but we're going to try and get that fixed and get that going forward here, folks, in 2017. So
that will be great.
Yeah.
Here it goes. No rules pull.
Zing.
Boom. So it's no rules pull versus a critical versus a high wire. I understand that people might want to know. I'm looking past the bowler. I'm literally looking at his ball v ball v ball. Right now, that's how I'm looking at it. I'm taking the critical.
You're voting the critical, and the wind up in the pitch. Hopefully that reads it, sees it.
Yep.
Oh, send back the Stu over here, throwing stuff.
He's super excited.
Stu's running it out in the booth.
So which ball are you taking, Rocio? You taking the no rules pull? Or you taking the high wire?
I'll go with the high wire.
So you're no rules pull.
Okay.
I'm critical. She's high wire. So anyway, you've bought Rocio enough time. Come on, Rocio. What are you saying?
Strike? 9? What?
Which one are you picking?
For what? High wire.
No.
For what?
High
the
wire's
old
still in the
time?
Rhine.
To be honest,
the old time ball.
To be honest, I don't.
She didn't get to throw any of the older balls, actually.
I didn't really get to throw a lot of bowling balls from the old. But I did like the critical theory.
Oh, there you go. Now she's coming. See, Rocio's clutch.
That qualifies.
She came through.
Yeah.
And actually, the one you want to bring back would probably be way more useful than these are the 2 that me and Schlem want to bring.
Yeah, and we could actually
I'm
probably
proud
do
of you
that
there, Rocio. You dug in. You pulled that one right out there. Well done. That was well played.
That was very good, yeah.
And the cell. I did like those bowling balls. So
Did you get to throw the regular cell, the original one?
yeah, I actually won a world medal with that ball.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
Won a world medal when she was 9 years
11.
old.
9.
Well, on the national team.
Schlem, you're up. AKA no rules pull. You're up. No, high wire. Oh, no rules
High
pulls.
wire, I'm up.
I haven't even seen no rules pull guy. Oh, still 9.
They're gonna go at it like the whole night.
I saw you throw like 87 strikes with that high wire. It was here, wasn't it? In both Las Vegas stops last year. You really
18? Are you
87.
sure?
I'm pretty sure you said 87, and you're
You
like
struck like
18?
you struck like every
She threw
ball.
a double once.
No. You
You
thought I
bowled
was
300 with the
striker.
high wire though, didn't you?
Yeah, but
See,
I-
I'm more of a Rocio fan than Rocio
Oh.
is.
Still
No,
an 8,
I
but
just
still 9. It
live
counts.
that-
Moving on.
they like I shot 300, but I had to shoot a lot of 10 pins, so I know how my days were.
All right, Doug, I just got your tweet. I will. Thanks for sending that email over. I'll be looking for that. We'll get that. I'll be back in the office early next week, so we'll get that taken care of. Another. And there's the deal. And that's 6.
I've never been so disappointed and let down in my life. Here we go, high wire.
So Jared's going to look to throw this one good. As
So if he what I want to know is if he gets 7, are they both like gonna re-go because they got less than 9, or is like, I mean he's not going to. So. Oh, he did! He did! He got 7.
No.
No!
6.
We need an advisor. We are going to a one-ball best ball roll-off between Daryl.
Shit just got real. It just got real fast.
One-ball best ball roll-off between Ryan and Daryl.
Okay,
so
this
okay,
is
so
real now.
So it just got interesting here, folks. So Gerald and Ryan, they both.
So they need
It's
to
not
get
9 or better.
It's-
So it's a 1-ball roll off.
It's regular
Between
bowling
the
now.
This is straight up regular bowling. Gerald's not wasting any time after getting up there. You know,
He jumped on the other lane in a heartbeat.
he's
He went from the left lane to the
he's
right
getting
lane.
it, making sure he doesn't do that again.
Oh,
All right.
He puts 10
buried
back.
it. Buried it.
And so-
I'm still
Right.
alive. I'm so
And
excited.
so we did have another
Oh, the-
question come in.
The guys on the left lane. Oh, come on. He just got 6 on this lane. Come on, Critical. Dig in for him. Come on.
We'll see how it goes.
Here we go.
And he
Here
threw
we
that one
go.
a little better.
He
Threw
got
it
it out
harder.
Oh, yes.
Puts 10 back. And
Oh,
so
boy.
Michael Heaton throws another one. Roto Schlim, any plans for Rotogrip coming up with a urethane line? Well, I can let you know.
that would be nice.
Believe it or not, you know, we do have the urethane balls on the Storm side. We do have the pitch back, pitch boo. I've had multiple questions about that over the course of time. I've been working on some stuff with the R&D team. Potentially
That's another strike.
working on some different stuff. So we'll. I can't give you a yay or nay on that.
You sound
I
like a politician right
Just say that
Yes.
I've been thinking about it,
Come on.
entertaining the idea, or been messing around with some stuff.
now. Okay,
so
come on. Well,
we'll
let's
see
just
how,
focus
we'll see
in
how
on
that
Critical.
goes.
Come on.
Oh, no.
No!
I'm alive. Sorry, Stu.
Scratch champions.
Oh, no. What a horrible way to lose. Blow a 7.
All right. So, folks, that's the excitement's getting real down here.
Schlem, I feel like someone just kicked my cat.
Okay, folks. So this is we got a couple minutes here. Gonna get some people moved around. But we're gonna at this time. This is gonna be the official unveiling of the Daredevil trick video. So, for your viewing pleasure, here it comes right now.
The first thing that I thought of was it had that wow factor to it, and it has that unique color to it. So this ball, in comparison to the original Daredevil, I would say this is more of that benchmark shape. It's definitely going to be one of the first things that's out of my bag. You know, the original Daredevil had its place for sure, more so in the transitional periods. But this one is, you know, something that I can certainly bring out, and now I know that I have that next step down with the original Daredevil, and I have the bigger step up here with the Daredevil trick. With me being a speed player, I need those balls to read the middle of the lane a little bit better than most others. So this is certainly something that helps blend out that front to back transition for me.
Wake me. You left me
I got to drill 2 of these so far, a pin up and a pin down. My axis is 5 over and 1 up. So far my favorite is the pin down. That's kind of been what I've been gearing towards lately anyways, and the reason why is because I've actually noticed that with the pin up stuff, they read a little bit quicker. So I've been geared towards the smoother continuous shape. This ball is probably a good 2 feet sooner than the original Daredevil, but it keeps going. It's smooth, it's continuous, and just doesn't stop.
And welcome back to the 2017 Roto Grip Challenge here at the TAT at the lovely Orleans Casino in Lost Wages.
I'm excited.
And in case you guys didn't see, we're actually on the monitor right here. We're in front of us. Sorry for all our notes. We're kind of trying to keep tabs of everything. So what we're down here is, folks, we're down to the top 4. We've got 2 from the handicap side, 2 from the scratch side. Each one of these bowlers you're going to see here in the next few minutes, they've all earned $1,000. The one that is left standing, the one that comes out on top, is going to take home $5 grand. And here we've got, here up first, we've got Aaron Horton from Chicago, Illinois. And so how this works here, guys, is you get these shots, you have to get actual strikes across these lanes.
Strike.
So there's one. So he's qualified. He's wiped out that lane. So I know you guys are new to this deal. I can, my veteran experience can share that. So now he's going to go to lane 16. And again, it's natural strikes, have to qualify to get the X on the board.
So does he bowl all 5 of his shots?
He does. He bowls across the whole set, and each player should have to go do that same thing. So
the commercial made me excited, by the way, about the Daredevil trick.
Yeah.
But I'm excited.
But to be honest, BJ Moore
can make anything.
Striking,
he can make anything good.
Yeah.
And so Aaron, he's through 2 lanes and he's got 2 strikes. So obviously that no rules pearl is treating Aaron pretty good right now.
And you're looking pretty good because you were no rules pearl. I need to know who I'm going to pick up from the handicap side for my. I seriously want to know because I'm like.
So they have to go through the whole.
Roll 5.
So they have to get, I believe it's 4 or 5 strikes across the 6 frames. So as Aaron steps up here on lane 17, I believe.
I think they're taking 5 shots.
Is it 5 shots?
Oh boy.
Oh,
Good
smash 7. So that one does not count. Does not put an X on the board there.
So he's 2 out of 3.
He's 2 for 3 so far.
What do you think it's going to take to win this?
You know, it's been amazing. There's like I said, I've been part of it now for a few years, and there was a couple years where it's like we had a couple people only get like 2 strikes out of the 6 shots, and so we had to go more rounds. And then there's times where guys got all the strikes and they had to go more rounds. So you never can tell. And my man's not getting cheated. Zaps on that one and wrapped 10.
Shot.
So he's.
Aaron has 1 shot left for $5,000.
So he's got 1 shot left to qualify for the $5,000 spot. Like I said, he's already earned $1,000 for his efforts here tonight.
So does that mean if nobody strikes 3 times, nobody wins?
We're a couple hours in, and I don't know the exacts on that, Stu. We have to get some confirmation.
Okay.
So Aaron's moving over here to lane 19. Again, no rules pearl. And by the way, my man doesn't get cheated.
He's got a badass pair of jeans.
Yeah. He zaps on it.
Oh
my
Another rip, rack 7.
Wow, I think he wants to break something.
Strike, rip 7.
I think he wants to break something.
10 pin, rip 7, and he's
He is on tick over right now. He wants his ball back.
I just want my ball. I just want to go.
And I just want to go and slam it in the bag.
Elliott.
All right, so coming up next, we've got J.D. Elliott from Wilmington, North Carolina, who qualified.
No rules pull. This guy's you as well.
He's also got a no rules pearl. He qualified through the handicap side. So we'll see if JD's got what it takes to qualify for that $5,000 win.
So here we go.
Line up and the pitch.
And it's close.
And, he's been sitting for a little bit of time.
No, roll.
Oh. Been still a little bit of time, so you look at him stretching the hand out a little bit. And as you guys can, granted, it's, like I said, talk about when we get to this point in time. as we saw, Aaron, obviously you can tell he bowls quite a bit. He stepped in those situations, wasn't scared, rifled it off his hand. I mean, my man went 5 different lanes and hit the pocket every shot. JD's been sitting a little bit. Man, I don't know how many times.
Now you can cut the tension with a sausage.
And if you guys are sitting right here, look at all the people we've got around us here in the booth. Both sides are people everywhere watching to see who's going to qualify.
That's
take
gotta be
home. That's a
close.
pretty good shot.
Great
And
shot.
that puts an X up on the board. So he's 1 for 2 with 3 more pops that qualify for the $5,000.
I feel like Big Ern right now. Right now, his stomach feels like an overstuffed vacuum cleaner bag, and his butt is like a kind of about to explode bratwurst.
That is
I'm
great.
sorry. Am I speaking out loud? Was I?
Yep.
So here he is.
Okay, so
the
as
crowd,
listening to
there's
Ed
a
down
lot
here
of
explain it to some of our cohorts. So what it is it's the deal of they've got to qualify to get the $5,000. So if somebody were to not get the strikes to qualify, then we would not give away the $5,000. And that messenger leaves
Maybe
the
does
10.
it roll over, or is it just poof into thin air?
It's actually set aside, so it'll actually probably be in some other parts of the tournament.
Oh, okay.
And I know, James, because it goes into the payout, because we had the 35 people, so they'll just, I think they kind of break some of that money up. Don't hold me to that. I don't know the exacts, but
I'm pretty confident someone's going to get 3 strikes.
I think it's 4.
No, he said 3 to qualify.
Is it 3 to qualify? Okay.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure that we're not going to have 4 bowlers go through and nobody gets 60%.
Well, we'll see.
Oh boy, that's
Here's a shot. Got to come back a lot, and
so he's done.
Congratulations to JD.
So Eligio,
JD won $1,000. Congrats! And so here's Elio from Hermosillo, Sonora, Mexico. Mexico.
I'm shut out.
Huh?
I'm shut out. He's a high wire guy too.
So playing the highway,
He has a chance.
playing the ball game.
Well, that's not fair.
The ball is struck a lot here for me last year.
87 times.
I'm bringing it for the Masters too.
I would.
What's up?
So we had a chant of "Go Mexico."
Oh yeah. And obviously,
Okay.
it's the tough deal of, like we said, you've been sitting there for a little bit.
I'm not feeling as confident.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, and I think kind of my man Gerald Johnson still yet to bowl from Taylor, Michigan. We were talking about Gerald earlier. He's an old guy. He's in the senior set, but he's tough. So see what you got cracking, but you never know.
Come on, Mr. Lopez. Let's go.
And that
That's
one's-
much better.
Shot.
Yeah, all right.
By the way, you can hear the
Slow
Ole, ole, ole. Mexico, Mexico.
So as you can tell, the contingency for the group from Mexico, there's a lot of them here, and they're all here cheering on their compadre. It's very cool.
Their compadre.
Yeah, how'd I do? See,
Good.
A little bit. I'm learning.
I think. Wow.
So we're
Wow,
sliding.
that's a shirt right there that he's going to go with his jeans.
He's sliding over for his 3rd shot. We'll see how this goes. Off his hand.
Oh God, lay like a rope.
Strike.
Fast 8.
Fast 8.
So it's okay.
You must strike.
That one needed to use Callahan's favorite phrase: "Lay like a rug."
Needed more than that. So we'll see how it goes here. Separate Blaney team through. He's 1
out of 3.
1 through 3, and so he's got to get these. Got to strike on this ball in order to advance for
Must strike.
the. Absolutely has to.
This is when I will not be shaking.
No, you'll
But
be
if
fine.
I was shooting for
This is, you said you want a
200,
milkshake? Is that what you said?
I want
Yeah.
them be shaking.
Oh, this is
That
got a
one looks
chance.
pretty good. So the group here is getting loud and having some fun. And so
Loud and proud.
So right now, this is for all the tea in China. This is for the
we
berries.
still got one more bowler left.
No, but he qualifies for it.
Yeah.
1 ball, strike or die.
So this is we're finally got a bowler here to the
I'm nervous.
to the 5th one. This is what it's all about.
And I'm
This is
not.
exciting.
Come on.
Off
It's
the
got a
sand.
chance. It's got a
Looks
chance.
pretty
It's got a
good.
chance.
Oh, Stone 9, and you hear the crowd, the roar of the Stone 9. Man, it doesn't get any better than that. He threw that one really good. Can't be mad. And
Ay,
now,
caramba.
and
Ay,
now
caramba.
we have one finalist left. Gerald Johnson
getting
from
tense.
Taylor, Michigan, stepping up.
So he needs to get, if he qualifies, he wins.
AARP. That's what they're calling him.
AARP.
Here he goes.
Talking about Gerald, you know, they were giving, like I don't know if you guys could hear it.
I think he's just going to throw 3 strikes.
It could very well
Bang,
happen.
bang, bang.
Giving Gerald a hard time about AARP and the fact of there's one.
I'm telling you, he's going to go pack, pack, pack. What was your
56-year-old
problem, kids?
And
The
win.
56-year-old puts 10 back, and he's, look at that, chirping at the little kids. Like, come on. Yeah, that's how you do it. So this right here, I'll tell you what, folks, this is what it's all about. Having fun here at the TAT. And
2.5 hours. It comes down to
2.5
4
hours.
shots.
And we're just, you know, it's fun, and that's what it's all about. So,
Come
My
on.
heart is pounding.
yeah, you going to make it?
I think so. He's tough.
Yeah. Gerald's up here in 16.
He's got a chance.
Look, a lot.
Tripping the look at the crowd, look at the kids. Come on, man.
Come on, man. So now, all he needs to be is basically a baseball Hall of Famer the next 3 shots. 1 out of 3. That's all you need to be in the Baseball Hall of Fame, 1 out of 3.
All right.
So Gerald is he's got the 2. He's got like a 3.
Well, I told you he was going to do it 1, 2, 3, but I thought he was going to pack it. I didn't think he was going to roll the bouquet.
We'll see how it goes. He steps
we
on
go.
17 for the wheat. Throws it pretty good. My man.
Oh!
$5 grand, baby.
There we go.
Confidence, baby. He was my pick.
It was a law of averages. There was
Law of
no
averages.
way 4 bowls with Roto Grip balls.
Guys, I
weren't
can't
gonna
thank
get
you
the 3
enough for
strikes.
tuning in on that. Our guy, Gerald Johnson, as they're referring to him as ARP, because he is a senior, taking home the title, $5 grand. And you know what's funny? Talking to Gerald, he's out here. He's got a sponsor this week. He's like, "Oh, I'm a backer this and da da da." I go, "Man," he goes, "You know, Shlem," he goes, "It's mindset kind of thing, and obviously that's gonna make things a lot easier going the rest of the way with
Yep.
$5 grand in the bank now."
Yeah,
And
he's
still,
bowled good on
and I
the
believe
senior.
he's qualified.
Yeah.
He bowled good in the senior event, and I think he's
He's
qualified for
leading
the
it, I
finals.
think,
So, my man's having a good week.
Yep. Yep.
Pow.
Did you just drill that ball for him?
And I did map that
Yeah,
out
see?
for him, so it's all working out.
You're
So-
working. Your work is paying off.
Hey, so we want to give everybody, again, thanks everybody for watching there at home. We appreciate it. And there you have it. We are finished from the 2017 Roto Grip Challenge here at the TAT. On behalf of Rocio, Stu, Roto Schlem, we can't thank you guys enough for all the support. And thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you next time.
Adios, amigos.
Aha.
Bye bye. Ciao.